And cut.
All right. Hey, everybody. Now we're live. I just did a whole spiel behind the scenes and thought that I was live, and I wasn't. It's
Little
perfect the way it
test run.
started.
It sounded
Yep.
decent.
Probably better than this one will be. Hey, everybody. So we don't have much planned for tonight. Hey, Rescue. Um,
Somebody's got a
Hey, what's up?
oh, it might be me. Nope, not me. Um,
oh here now. Hey Rescue, what's up, bro?
Glad you're up here, Rescue. Thanks for coming up. We've got Rescue and Big Chap and Bran up here, and we're just gonna hang out. Open it up for people to come and chat. And if you want to come up on panel, let me know, and I can send you a link. Oh, we're getting some feedback from something though.
Oh, is it me? Here, let me
I
mute
think
myself.
so. Yep.
So hey, everybody in chat. Let's see. I'm just gonna start up at the top and kind of go through. I Loves Chicken. I saw you were here earlier. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep to this 4:30 time, mostly because it's one of the only times it'll work for me to not have the kids with me. Um, oh, we're still getting some feedback of some kind.
Damn it, I guess it's me.
Hey, Snooks. Thank you for sharing me out. You're the best. You're wonderful. Joe, good to see you. Joe has been doing this thing where he's letting people hijack his channel. And so I saw that Metal had just overtaken Joe's channel and had some great music going earlier, but apparently that didn't last very long. It got taken down pretty quick. Freaking YouTube. Yeah, he said they cut it pretty fast. Hey, Matt, good to see you here. Kiss off, love you, glad you're here. JR, hey, good to see you. Hey, Landon, is Tiff with you?
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Glad you're here. Hey, Anti, thank you for being here and for modding so well. Appreciate you.
We are sharing it out.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how long this one will go tonight. I'm just kind of playing it by ear.
Those are the best.
I shared it on mine too.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, you
Hi
guys.
Hoot Owl. Hi Kiss Off. Hi Cindy. Anti, good to see you, bro.
Hey, Yankee. Ducks, good to see you. Thanks for your support.
What's up, everybody? Is it better now or is it still echoing?
It's like there's a. Oh no, it's better a little bit. It's almost like there's a reverb off your mic or something. Hey, Hoot. Hey, Ronnie. Hey, Ronnie, I emailed you that link if you're able to come up. I'd love for you to come join us. Hey, Robert. Good to see you. Always like to see people from around my area. Cindy D,
Hopefully that's
hello.
better.
It's not a big deal. It's not bad.
So what's up, Mr. Unspecified?
Man, I mean, how deep are we trying to go tonight? Are we trying to keep it light?
Where are you taking us?
Well, I'm
Hey, Northern Sounds.
looking at stuff right now.
Like what?
Good to see you, Shift.
Stuff like U.S. has been labeled the worst country for pushing extreme ideologies of the gender kind.
Sounds pretty legit right now.
Ooh,
Yeah, it
beating
does.
out Canada. Impressive.
That's
I
right.
would have thought.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what I didn't hear a lot about today, though, which was kind of surprising, is the national debt. Like yesterday, it was kind of in the mix, but this whole Steven Crowder Daily Wire fiasco has totally taken away from the national debt ceiling. And they were really talking about, like, hey, if we default on these loans, we're just going to borrow it from federal employees' retirement funds. Like, no big deal, no big deal. We'll pay it back, when we can.
Yeah, when they print more money.
There's always that distraction going on though, just like the whole Amber Heard trial and shit. And Johnny
Yeah.
Depp.
yeah, that's
You know
right.
what I
That's
mean?
right.
If it ain't one thing, it's another.
And I'll have to admit, I've been really interested in the Steven Crowder. Disappointed is a better word, because I kind of thought that the conservative, the right-leaning side, if you will, would have learned from watching the left eat themselves.
That's
basically,
exactly what I was going to say.
that they wouldn't have done it this way. But I guess here we are.
This is what the right eating itself looks like, or at
Right.
least the media on the right.
For the love
But
of money.
Well, if the hand that feeds them starts to slap them around instead, maybe some feds will be rats fleeing the sinking ship.
Mm.
Hey,
I
Black
think
Black.
it's kind of cool. It's
Hey,
kind of
John
like
John.
an inner of what happened to the media. You had some conglomerates on this digital thing that are starting to take over, and then you have this little greedy bunch that's going to work with those type of companies. And so all of a sudden you got somebody who goes, hey, wait a minute, I see kind of what's up here, and I don't think this is good. I think this is wrong. So, I mean, I got to say, I kind of stand behind what he was.
Me too.
Oh,
I was
absolutely.
forward with some of that. It was like, wait a minute. So if that company punishes this person, then you're going to fine them. And it's like, wait a minute, that's crazy.
Hey,
Right.
Brian.
I'm totally team Steven, if you will.
Right. No, I'm with him.
And I think some people are even upset that he released the phone call. I don't begrudge him for that either. Like, if you know that you're entering into a phone call that could potentially work its way up to a court scenario, I get it.
You'll be glad you recorded
Right.
it, but
Just talk in a
to be
manner that
releasing it, that's where people. But I think this is just him showing receipts. I mean,
right.
I don't
Yeah.
know. We don't have to delve off into it too much because
No, that's
it
okay.
is a distraction. We got stuff like Putin ready's secret attack that would put the nail in the coffin for Ukraine, which I don't know if that's going too deep, but
Nah, there's no such thing as going too deep. That's what we're here to do, is have these conversations.
encircling us from 240 degrees, attacking from the Black Sea, Belarus and the Luhansk and Donetsk regions. There's a whole bunch of negotiating going on, I guess.
Did she, Brian? I didn't know about that. I haven't followed Candace too closely lately, but that's a shame.
Oh yeah! Oh my
She
gosh!
kind of made a little bit.
She definitely did not listen to his videos, and it seemed like, in my opinion, that the Daily Wire was like sent her out as an attack dog.
Right.
Like because Crowder said that he would wind up on Tim Pool's show
Hey, GT.
on Monday.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, someone from the Daily Wire is on Tim Pool's show that night.
Right. Yeah. Candace was on that night, and she was really going off, and he really didn't like. I've watched all the videos. He, in my opinion, he never said nothing foul, or he didn't even name drop her until Daily Wire had. But I get it. She can't be mad at Daily Wire.
The first video, Crowder said no names.
Yeah, no, and he didn't even.
No
say
one
Daily
even
Wire.
knew it was the Daily Wire. Everybody thought it was the Blaze.
Yeah,
because he had just left the Blaze,
Yep.
and well, at least that's what I had suspected most, was it would be the Blaze.
That's what cracked me up. It kind of is just sitting on the backside. It kind of cracked me up. It was like, so he comes out, makes it a point, doesn't say a name. And it just, I guess after raising a few kids and stuff and kind of going through things for, about 30, 40 years, you kind of go, damn, if that isn't like the guilty barking dog right there.
That's right. That's right.
I'm not going to mention nobody. And all of a sudden this person over here, well, anyway, it's like, okay, well, I guess now that they decided to stand up, they're the ones.
Hey, Ronnie. Good to see you.
Andy, hello, everybody. Good to see you guys.
Hey.
What's up, Ronnie?
Not much. How you doing, Rescue?
Still sunny side up, sir.
What up, Ronnie? Good to see you, bud.
You too,
I
Chuck.
haven't seen you in a long time. How you been?
I know, man. It's been, a couple months?
Yeah, you get some rest. It's been at least a year. What is this, 2023? Hey, did you get some rest, though?
Oh, yeah. Well, I did eat me some grub,
There you
Oh,
go.
that's good.
There you go.
I would have been here already, but I had to finish stuffing that down. Couldn't keep Miss Cindy waiting too long, though.
Thanks for coming up, Ronnie. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, Andy.
I can't even. Hell, I forgot. I'm not even looking at chat. I'm like, I have no idea if anybody said anything. I was just looking at the panel, watching the fire, and then was like, oh yeah, that's right. There's a chat.
Matt, I don't know about that, but
Somebody's looking fire.
There's a channel, Matt, called Guns and Gadgets.
Yes.
Ante, I know you follow them. If you can share their link. They have a lot of really good up-to-date information on 2A throughout the country.
Yep. That's a good source.
Hey, Salt, glad you're here.
Let's see.
Hey, Lone Wolf.
Did you see this?
Oh no, Lone Wolf's here. Oh God.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I love Big Chap's memes. If you look closely, he included me in one of his recent ones. Hey, panel people. Hey, John.
Panel people.
But hello, everybody in chat.
I'm trying to keep up with chat.
I can see it now.
Where do you want me to keep that there?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, we can see chat.
Woohoo.
Not gonna lie. Love me a good
Yeah.
campfire. We just came
Why?
inside
Yep,
from a campfire.
that's right.
Oh, nice.
A barrel
Did
fire.
anybody else see Green Thumb Prepper's post from earlier? You know, because I know he knows. Everybody know if you follow him, he drives a dump truck. So that's his biz, is driving a dump truck. Dude, he did a video where apparently this big ass house that was still being built accidentally caught on fire inside, and a portion of it, I mean, it still looked under construction. They were tearing it down and loading it up in the back of his truck to haul off. And he actually recorded it going, look at this. Still had the Tyvek wrapping on part of it. The trim wasn't even done, just destroying this brand new house.
Dang.
Wow.
Sounds like somebody set that sucker on fire, huh?
Hey, Carl.
Well,
glad you're here.
you'd have to see it to even see that. It's like you couldn't even tell. Matter of fact, the only reason I knew that they were tearing it down for a fire is because he said it. Because if you're watching it, you won't see fire damage.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Hey, Sharon. Yeah, I'll have to check that out later. Thanks. That's on his community page.
Yeah.
Hey, Sharon.
What's up, Craig?
Craig the Hunter is up in here. Progressive Patriot. What is up?
Craig the singer.
Oh, Shift got it. Here we go. Thank you, Shift. Guns and Gadgets. He has really great information. I don't even know how he follows it all, but he kind of is following all the 2A trials that are in place and gives updates frequently, and it's amazing.
Progressive Patriot, man, we'll be praying for you. You know, it's hard to change like social circles, like even online. It's hard to shift your your viewers and your audience into more of like a target audience.
Lone Wolf, everybody's welcome here. Glad you're here. Hey, Cat Lady. Thank you,
Armed
Anti.
Scholar is another good one.
What is that, Landon?
I was just reading Anti-Jack dropped the Armed Scholar. That's another good one.
Oh, okay. I'm behind in the chat. I'm catching up here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay.
Right.
GTP said that he's got more footage he's going to upload tonight. I agree, Craig. And hey, Craig. Hey, Eli. Keep working. Cindy D, I think I said hi already, but hello. Glad you're here.
What a pretty rose.
I know. I love how she does that. Hey, Loretta. Thanks for coming in.
That name is near and dear to my heart.
That's right.
Oh, Cat Lady is going to be doing her first live on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
That is awesome. Is the link
Yeah.
shared? I'll go subscribe so we can watch.
If not, I bet somebody will. Thank you.
Feline friends unite.
Hey, KK. Good to see you here.
Jose, that was me, and I thought when I heard the Lone Wolf that it was somebody else named Ray, and so it was just, I was just joking that he was here, but no, I'm glad you're here too.
Yeah, me too. So I feel some way, Rescue. I said the same thing, or basically the same thing. It was definitely a joke for me because I thought it was the same guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it is, isn't it?
No, it's Jose G, and then it says Lone Wolf of Arizona, so that wasn't the same. Yeah, Ray
okay.
just says Lone Wolf.
I just assumed it was under under a different name.
Me?
Well, either way, hello.
There you go.
There we
Always
go. Armed
welcome.
caller. Thank you, Anti.
What's up, V?
Much love.
All right. Yeah, anybody have any plans for the weekend?
Plans.
My plan is to sit home and watch Rescue or somebody.
Yeah.
We'll be getting into something.
I'm like, well, I'm sure we'll do something. I'm really trying to talk Landon into taking me fishing, but we'll
Ooh,
see.
yeah.
You gotta talk, Mike. You gotta talk hard. We can go.
Snowmobiling, that's awesome.
I like that. I make no plans, LOL.
Yeah, because if you make no plans, you flake on nothing.
I'm just going to do something positive. That's all I know.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Eli, Big Chap is amazing. He taught me how to do editing like he does. It's pretty awesome. Hey, Clay, glad you're here. If you are able to come up, I'd love for you to come up and play, or just come up and chat for that matter.
Hey, Clay, good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Garrett.
Absolutely. How's it going, Clay?
Yankee, what's up, bro?
Wolverines.
That's right.
Carl Wolverines, dog. Huh.
I saw that
Pound
Anna.
for pound, the Wolverine is the baddest animal on the planet, even more than the honey badger. Did you know that?
I saw 2 Wolverines in real life one time. I didn't know what they were at the time. I grew up in North Dakota, and we don't get them there often, but they do roam every now and then. And we were down this old dirt road, like in the middle of nowhere. And there are these 2 animals on the road. And we were like, what in the world is that? And we stopped.
A ferocious skunk.
Yeah, it was bigger though. It was huge. And anyway, we stopped and they like made eye contact with us and everything.
I
Like,
want one. I
no,
love
you don't. They're mean.
They stay
Orale, chupacabra, man.
It was perfect.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're elusive, though. I don't really ever see them. Not down here in Southwest Michigan. You go to the UP, they're more out where people can see them and take pictures and shit like that.
I'd heard that they were like in the Badlands and the Badlands section of North Dakota, but we were further north than that, so we didn't see them very often. But it sure stuck with me.
I guess there hasn't been a sighting since 2004 in Michigan.
Wow.
Right.
My rooster made its first crow finally.
Oh, yay!
Yep. My boy's getting big. He's growing up.
But now, see, we're all excited about it now, but we'll see how many
Get him a little metal.
I was on my stream and I was talking to Grumpy and he was kind of talking and all of a sudden this weird sound and I was like, wait a minute, did y'all hear that? I wonder that was that him trying to crow? Well, then there was this other little thing, but a car was going by, but then he did it again and it was like perfectly clear and it's like, hell yeah, buddy, my boy's getting big.
What Rescue was, did his voice ever crack? The first
sir. Oh yeah, when he first did it, I couldn't figure out what the hell just went wrong. I didn't know if something shorted out or what. It was like, it was like, okay, I don't know what all that was.
Okay. Hey, random.
We got our rooster as a giveaway. The lady that gave it to us, she said, well, he just started crowing and his coop was right outside her bedroom window and she was in a very
like a real tight neighborhood where all the houses are real close to each other.
And so we took him home and he was just doing little whisper cockadoodle-doos. And then one day he really belted and hasn't stopped really ever since.
Hell yeah. Feels good, don't it?
Love it. I tell him, good boy.
That's it. Shoot, yeah.
Buddy.
Hey, Jen, thanks for being here. Hey, DS or a minute detail. Good to see you.
Ooh.
What's up?
I know, right?
What's up, brother? I didn't even see
you. Hey, Jen. Matt.
All kinds of lovely people in here.
I know.
America has just reached its debt limit, raising economic fears.
That's right. So what's the deal with that? Like, are they defaulting until June, like they had said, or is it like, is it really like no? Clearly, like they had to have moved it, right?
Well, I think they voted to raise it, didn't they?
Oh, great.
I don't think
Or
so.
they're
Not that
voting-
I've heard of. They could have, but I didn't hear it if they did.
Or maybe they're planning to vote on it. I'm not sure about that.
Could be.
Hey, Hoosier, I like your name. That's a great one.
Hoosier.
I figured we can't go wrong with some fire.
That's right. I'm in a detail.
From what I'm hearing
chill.
on that debt thing, though, they are getting
Right.
ready to really make people feel the crunch.
Good job, Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's all about control, everything they're doing.
It reminds me of Venezuela.
Yeah.
If they
It could
cranked
go.
them-
Hey, Rip Curl. Thanks for being here. Good to see you, brother.
I will say I forgot that one little representative's name, but dude, that dude, he babbles off that shit. If you want to know the actual
The
details
tiger?
of it, you go listen to him on the floor, and homeboy whips out the charts. He is like the number whiz guy, and he breaks shit down, and I'm like, okay, I don't have a clue, but what he's saying makes sense, and I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. It's just he's man, that dude. But yeah, and he even keeps trying to say it. It's like, if you're headed this way, we're headed to the wall. This is what's happening. We're going right off the cliff, and it's coming. So you got to stop.
Is that the guy with the beard that drinks out of the nickel
No.
from cup? Okay.
He's a little bitty short dude that has
Exactly,
like the
Gina.
flat top gray hair side comb over kind of.
Yeah,
look.
okay.
And he usually is wearing a brown suit of some sort.
I remember.
And boy, he's got his hands that go 90 to nothing. Let me see if I can find out what his name was.
Yellen said the government would begin using what's known as extraordinary measures to prevent the nation from breaching its statutory debt limit, and asked lawmakers to raise or suspend the cap so that the government can continue meeting its financial obligations. So,
Well,
Yeah, too.
What she's getting ready to do is she's getting ready to yank people's money out of their 401ks.
Yeah.
right. Federal employees 401ks, which that
Mhm.
rubs me wrong because like some people like sheriff's officers, cops and stuff like that, they don't work for their current paycheck. They're working for basically
Silly.
right for the retirement.
Hey, Michelle. Glad you're here.
Well, those aren't your feds, though, are they? That's states.
that's
Right,
state.
that's
So they're
state,
gonna
but
be
I'm just
protected,
saying-
But for instance, like, folks working for their pension,
Right.
and then, there's a lot of folks out there for Uncle Sam doing things that, they wish they weren't doing. And it's all for eventual pension,
Right.
that they're about to have took under, that's about to be took out from under them. They're probably going to really ex-nay the whole IRS thing. I mean, I know they already got rid of the whole,
Or it'll propel the digital currency forward, you know.
I think it's going to do all that.
Yep. And then some.
Mhm.
And that pushes the social credit score forward, and it's all moving the direction we don't want it to go.
that's right.
Oh, Lord, I can't say his name. He's Representative David Schwartzweckert. He's out of Arizona.
What up, Rick? Good to see
And I
you,
will
buddy.
give you a link, Indy, to it. Oh, shit. How am I going to do that? Can I put the link out in the open chat, Indy? Are you okay with that?
Oh, yeah, go for it. Yep. I'm all about connecting people and information for as long as we can.
I have a link to what I was reading from, if I can share that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can put
This
it
is
in
what I
the
was reading
public
from.
chat.
Hey, what's up, Bill?
Hey, Hans. Good to
Hey,
see
Michelle.
you. Yeah, I don't know if this is what you're talking about, Gma, but I'm thinking about our tax system. You know, that whole no taxation without representation. Remember that?
Yeah.
How secure are you feeling like our selections are, you know?
The name of that video that I just posted is even called, "If you really want to understand how much trouble we're in, give me a few minutes of your time." And this is what he said out on the house floor. He tries,
Donna?
see, that's, I view that as he gets an A for effort, because he's going out in the good old fashioned, like most people would have watched C-SPAN. So you would have watched the message from the floor itself. It's just, we forget that for the past 2 years or a little bit better, that Nancy chick kind of screwed the way everything worked up. I mean, she like flipped everything upside down.
Yeah.
I can't wait for
Michelle.
the 14,000 hours myself. I'm kind of excited.
I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that there's parts of that were deleted permanently, but I don't know if that's accurate. Either way,
Yep.
there's going to be a lot of information there that people don't have any idea about.
Unless you smash that hard drive with the hammer and pour bleach on it, it could be retrieved. That's why some people do that.
Yeah.
You still be retrieved even then. If she put it on the internet, it's retrievable.
Oh, yeah.
But another thing that Yellen's wanting to do with the little thing that she put out is she's wanting to take people's food stamps. I mean, if you ever been getting food stamps, if you get them now, you won't get them in the future. Is another thing she's wanting to do. Everything she can possibly do, that's what she's going to do.
Now, who's that?
Yellen.
That's awesome, Jose. I so appreciate all the auditors who are out there. Hey, Wingnut, good to see you. Yeah, I have a stupid smartphone too sometimes, Hoot. See, isn't it nice when we get quiet for a second to just have the fire crackling?
Oh, absolutely.
Somebody once told me a smartphone is a dumb idea.
That's right.
Hey, DS, good to see you.
Happy Friday, everyone.
That's a minute detail that's up here. He used to go by
Dragon
Dragon Slayer, so yeah, exactly. So I call him DS, but
Yeah, I'm gonna have to apologize for any background noise. Got company for kids, but wanted to add some 2 cents onto the whole CBDC thing.
Oh yes, please.
So the deal with the CBDCs, basically it's just an easier way to do exactly what the Canadian government did with the trucker protest.
Freezing accounts,
or like I did that video about the brain's not working. Social credit system.
mm-hmm.
It's exactly that thing when they could say, hey, we aren't so happy with what you've been saying, so we're going to just kind of turn off your money or your access to it.
Right.
Saying it.
Or you're not getting injected with what we want you to.
Not getting injected with what we want you to, or they can also control what you're able to spend the money on. Because as soon as they're doing that, they're able to control the commerce that's allowed. They can say, oh, you can transfer your currency between this institution and say these companies. These companies are not on the approved list, so you can't purchase products from them or types of products.
Banks are starting to do that with ESG.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The ESG thing, that's one that a lot of people don't really think about beyond the face value of it. And as bad as it is for it to affect one company, it also affects the entire supply chain for that company and their supply chains. Because in order for the company at the top level to be compliant on it, every company that does business with them or supplies them with parts or components or materials or even labor has to also be subscribing to that same policy.
Yep, scary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely is. I've been trying to do everything I can to spread information and awareness about it to anyone who will listen.
That's
Yeah.
where all the prepping comes in so handy at, in my opinion. You know, if people prepping, and if you got your own gardens and things, it's wonderful, but they're going to even try. I think they're trying now to shut down people that's got gardens.
They are.
Well,
The
yeah, and
USDA.
anyone with any kind of livestock too.
That's
Yes.
true. Yeah, they're reaching out, like even in the mail, like we're getting multiple things a week in the mail of like local USDA trying to reach out, desperate to like come to, like, you know, basically they want to get to know you. They want to bring you closer. Like if you're going to garden or anything, they want it to be done at a community center, like for the community.
Yeah.
As much as the ATF wants a gun registry, the USDA wants
they want a garden
registry.
Yeah.
But speaking of food, like we went to the grocery store today. Do you know how difficult it is to find foods that don't, like if you look on the ingredients, everything says
contains bioengineered.
Right, bioengineered food, which technically just means, you know, food that's been genetically modified in some way or another. It could not be normally produced. So it could just be splicing two strands together that would not otherwise do that. It doesn't have to mean the end of the world, but it sure leaves a lot of like gray area for what all they are meaning there. And so I'd just rather not if possible. But it's hard. It's hard because like almost everything,
You almost can't get away from it. If, you know.
Yeah, and also they're even putting crickets already in foods nowadays.
Absolutely.
Cheese being one of the grated cheese. What the hell is it called?
Bran, that's horrible. Like by saying he was debanked, do you mean that he is like he can't bank anywhere in Canada?
I guess who this dog's crying about.
Yeah.
Hey, D-Dog.
I haven't checked it out yet. It might be that just Scotia Bank dropped him.
Come on.
Is that true, Blaine? That sounds like it could be true. Bananas. Or actually, I thought tomatoes. I thought I'd heard tomatoes were the very first thing that they genetically modified to be able to keep it, like have it have a longer shelf life. But I don't know. Hey, D-Dog. Glad you're here. D-Dog, if you want to come up on panel, let me know and I can text you the link. I don't know what that's about, but somebody asked you to, Yankee asked you to explain it, Big Chap. Maybe the joke you told, I think I missed it. I missed the punchline.
Oh, I bet Cinderella got kicked off the basketball team.
Yeah.
She kept running away from the ball.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good, your daughter's there with you one. Love it. Okay, I'm going to mute for just a second, guys. You can carry on.
All right.
Oh.
Whoa, Guardsman says watermelons were modified to become edible at all. Crazy truth. I didn't know that. That's crazy. I'll have to look that up. That's interesting.
Well, you know, sounds crazy, but our goal is to try to stop going to the grocery store. Sounds impossible, but you know, that's why we trust the man upstairs, Lord upstairs.
Amen.
One question: what are we all going to do if and when Walmart's goes out of business?
Praise the Lord.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
guess they'll throw a party, celebrate.
Yes, but I mean, you know, for the most part, though, there is going to be no grocery buying. Is what I'm trying to say. You know, so you're going to have to do something.
Yeah.
Chickens are a pretty easy, you know, after you get past all the, you know, because you do have to make the initial investment for like a coop and water or feeder.
Yep.
And then you don't always have to buy seed. My grandpa never even bought chicken meal or whatever. All he ever fed his chickens and goats was hay and scratch.
Yeah.
Which is just an assortment of seeds and corn, which we can grow. sunflower seeds and corn. And, it's a pretty, that's my plan at least is.
Well, and then also so this is dumb, but the best thing that we could think of was, so like if you go to like Tractor Supply or your local feed store or whatever, local farmers, oftentimes they usually always have a bulletin board
near the bathroom.
70% of it is puppies, right? For sale.
But then there's farmers selling meat,
right.
selling vegetables.
And it's good to just get those numbers now, because then, you know what I mean? Those are connections that you're making now, that,
Nicole, thanks for coming by. Sorry, I'm just gonna keep shouting out to chat while we're talking.
That's fine. I'm a blabbermouth. I'll just talk.
Keep blabbing. That's great.
We went to we go on these different weird Facebook Marketplace deals. One, we went to go buy a burn barrel, and the guy just so happens to make rabbit cages
and sell rabbits
and sells meat rabbits, and they're not just any kind of rabbit; they're like specifically bred, perfect for our environment. Short-eared rabbit that is, supposed to. So that's another, avenue that we're going down.
It's all the basic fundamentals, ways of life. It's all the man-made distractions and spoilties that we've all gotten accustomed to, but everything was actually provided for us when we were put here.
That's right.
It's just we have to remember to go back to basics and we don't have to be fancy foo-ha-ha, all the glitter and stuff. It's perfect good stuff right around us and natural stuff that you can do. And it's kind of like, well, there you go. You can sit at a picnic table in your yard with your family better than you can at a restaurant.
That's right.
That's right.
And
yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say a fun fact on the rabbits is prior to World War II, rabbits were actually the main meat animal grown or raised in Britain. They got replaced by the chicken during World War II.
Really?
Yep.
Well, there's also all these simple things that where there's lantern oil, there's kerosene, there's tiki torch, there's all these different oils. There's 1,000 different options to confuse you. That a lot of these things can be used and substitute for one another. You know what I mean? And we know who the author of confusion is.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I noticed that today. I'm trying to get it narrowed down because I don't mind using lanterns. Worst case scenario, I'm trying my best to build like a solar setup, at least little small solar batteries that I can, we can run a couple of things around the house. But it's getting to the point to where, if you can't afford some Mac Daddy, storage, because what you need at the end of the day, you can talk about solar all day long, but what you need is batteries, and batteries are stupid expensive. For us, it's like wishful thinking. We need like a 15 kilowatt unit to run our house the way it is on the grid. So, and I'm wanting to get off the grid. I'm wanting to get off the electric company.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already on a well, which was a huge milestone for me. I've been on city water most of my life. And, to get on a well was a big deal for us. And if we can the problem is a well, usually they're like 220 volt, which is, that's like runs a dryer. And so if we can just get our well to be, worst case scenario, we could run a hand pump, but that won't run into the house or like give you a shower. It's just going to go into a bucket. But that's me blabbering.
Well, so when I was doing school with my son today, and we were going over in health class, we were going over benefits, and I don't know, it really is interesting. My son's the one that picked up on it. But, so like, for instance, eggs, right? We've kind of been, I don't want to say programmed, but we've been kind of led to think like, hey, don't eat too many eggs, right? Because cholesterol, you got to watch out for cholesterol. But realistically, eggs have vitamin K, vitamin E, vitamin D, phosphorus. Like egg yolk specifically has so many vitamins
and
that are so good to regulate your body's function.
They try to get you to take the egg yolk out because they're old cholesterol. And then we looked up, cholesterol was made up in 1972.
Right. And I'm not saying it's not real, but I'm just saying like fiber can negate cholesterol, right? But you would still get the benefits of eating all your eggs because that helps regulate like body functions. That helps give energy. That's protein. Fiber can negate the cholesterol.
Right, fiber.
And then also, he was also like, it's funny because in health class, we're talking about, well, the longer you want to eat a fruit or a vegetable, just as quick as you can. You know what I mean? It's when you get it, because even putting it in the fridge, while it may preserve its life, it's losing nutrients every day.
That's right.
But they would have it like everything now is like put in the fridge for freshness. But it's like, well, really, no, you want to just try to, buy things in season and eat. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that, we've kind of, I don't know, some of these health issues, it all goes back to the grocery
We
store.
want to
We've
play
been,
the jab or whatnot. I think the jab is a cover for the grocery store.
Yep.
Heart disease was already the number one cause of, heart disease. What was it? The number one cause of death.
Well, there's kind of a combined effect there. I mean, if you consider the food guide pyramid and how much of a lie that was,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point.
wanting
Exactly.
everyone to load up on sugary starches and carbs. Something that people don't often think about when it comes to dietary stuff is that plants are trying to survive, and they come up with their own defense mechanisms, some of which is them literally trying to kill off the people or creatures who are eating them.
right.
Meat doesn't do that.
That's right.
So one of the best things that you can eat is meat.
Right.
And here they are saying animals are bad for the earth.
Right. And I
Yeah.
can't stand that.
Well, there's
Well,
constantly articles coming up saying, oh, avoid this kind of meat, avoid that kind of meat. Oh, there's going to be this contaminant in all of these types of meat. Got to stay away from those. As
Right.
it means, and that's just trying to discourage people from eating natural
That's
food.
what I think, because they do that psychological tactic where if you eat something and then feel bad or get sick, it burns you from ever eating that again. So like,
Or at least for a long
if you
while.
had an episode and you ate too much pizza and it was bad pizza and it made you sick, well, in the future you would look at pizza differently. And I think that they're doing that with the meat.
That's right. But it's not just the meat that they're saying is bad for you now. I mean, shoot, they're saying that the rain is toxic. And so, like, over the summer, there was an article we had covered briefly that was talking about literally the rainwater is toxic and you can't drink rainwater because it's not good for you. And you can only imagine what that's doing for your plants.
I'm not trying to shove my relationship down y'all's throat, but I say serve the Lord your God and he will bless your food and your water. Actually, his word says that. He
That's
will
right.
bless your
Amen.
food and your water.
Amen. Absolutely. That's why we pray before we eat.
That's right.
Hey,
Craig
you
the
people.
Hunter says,
Good to see you.
Craig says a bite from the Lone Star tick can cause a meat allergy. That would be terrible. Lord, please protect
Oh,
me.
I have heard about that. No, thank
Oofta.
you. Yeah, Oofta is right.
Yeah, the condition alpha-gal.
Oof. Never heard of it.
The Wolverine reference.
Yeah. Well, no, the condition alpha gals, but I was referencing how the Wolverines said the Geneva Convention.
That's a great movie, y'all.
You
The
better.
original Red Dawn.
I like both of them.
Yeah.
I'm a
I haven't
Swayze
seen-
fan. Me.
I haven't seen the newer one, but I've seen the original. I love it.
I'm a Swayze
It's
fan.
worth watching. It's not horrible, but I do like the older one better.
Mhm.
Now, just really quick, circling back on the topic of food, I would really hope that people would move away from stuff that makes them sick. However, there's also that very blatant situation with people eating Taco Bell. I don't know
All right.
about where you guys are, but over here, Southern California, the ongoing thing is like, oh, I know I'm going to regret this later, but I'm going to eat it right now.
That's how it is here too, homie. Except we wait till about 3 o'clock and after a whole bunch of alcohol.
It is colloquially known that Taco Bell will wind you up in the bathroom, but I miss Taco Bell.
Everyone loves it.
You
It's
know
a
what?
guilty pleasure.
About once every year and a half, I think I miss Taco Bell enough that I get Taco Bell, and then
Yep.
I won't do it again for another year and a half. And
Usually
it doesn't,
only if same thing if my sister's in town. If and she wants Taco Bell, we go and get Taco Bell.
That's right. That's right. And then we roll on the floor in the fetal position for a few hours, and then we go to bed.
Gma's
never
got it
that
right. No one gets out of here alive. Eat dessert first.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. None of us are getting out of this alive. That's a horrible thing to say, but it's true.
Don't even get me started on what oh my gosh, why can't I think of it right now? Fluoride in the water will do. Sorry, that was just me thinking about Ronnie said that look, if people knew how poisoned the water is, it's a wonder any of us are still alive.
Twinkies for the win. I don't know the last time. Do they even make Twinkies anymore?
Yes, they do. I saw them at the store today. I almost picked them up too.
Landon, you're like on that one.
That's right. Allow me to fill that gap.
They make ding dongs as well. Still.
Hey, Amy, good to see you. Yeah, I agree. We love making homemade tacos or taco salad.
Mm.
It's way
I
better.
can never
than,
get it as good as Taco Bell though. Maybe it's because I use real meat and
Right?
not Nutri-Rat. I don't know.
Nutri-Rat. Oh no.
You know, I think it's just local to wherever you are. In New York, it's just regular street rats. Down here, it's Nutri-Rats. Who knows
New York
what it is on
has
the East and
genetically
West Coast.
modified rats, and they're about 20 pounds a piece.
They're bigger than T-Man.
They're
here.
bigger than my dog I'm holding.
Do you guys remember? Oh, I don't even know. It might have been even a year ago at this point, but I don't think it was quite that far back when they did some kind of weird, like, they called it like non-harmful gas or something release in the subways of New York.
That.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you ever find out what that was about?
No, but it just seems so weird.
Yeah.
That whoever that was or whatever they were doing, it seemed like they were testing something on the general public.
Right.
Or, who knows?
But China was doing similar. They went around in like hazmat suits and were spraying. They said it was sanitizer in the air, but really,
did.
It was propylene glycol was used in schools for a long time to help reduce.
It would kill viruses.
Right.
It was used as an anti,
It would help prevent
aerosol Lysol before aerosol Lysol.
Right. But nobody really questioned. They're like, okay, this is fine.
Right before the Wuhan wiggle situation, remember, right? 2019, what were they attacking? Vapes. There was an epidemic of vapes. They were like saturating the population in mainstream media, talking about an epidemic.
That's right.
And it was guns and vapes.
That's right.
Right. And that's like two huge things at the time that I was into. Still into guns real big, but I don't vape no more. But you notice, like they were coming out with these different. I bet they were even.
But
let me hush. My conspiracy brain is going crazy.
But realistically, people that vaped were not. I'm not saying nobody got sick, but people that vaped were much
Certainly
less. Right, had a much lower chance.
And
of
that's
getting
because
sick.
if anyone doesn't know, the two main ingredients in vaping was vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol.
Right,
and that propylene glycol they used to use in America back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s in a kind of like what looks like a fog machine,
right.
And they would use it in classrooms to basically aerosol clean like Lysol,
right. Now,
and they would smoke the whole classroom out.
I've seen that. Believe it or not, I have seen that when I was a kid in school. They would happen. It happened several times in schools I went to in the 50s.
Phew, that's
Certainly
really
did.
cool. That is really cool.
You know, on that.
Redneck said when they were doing that thing in the subways, they were doing it to check ventilation, is what they told us. That was their, well, in my opinion, it's probably their cover story, but.
Yeah.
And Landon, on that note, congratulations on getting away from the clouds of lies.
Hey, thank you.
From the what?
The clouds of lies.
Oh,
I think he's
yeah. So while it may have prevented people from getting sick, it's not so great for your heart, it turns out.
Well, from my opinion, I'm just one dude. So, but y'all remember, if anyone used to know me or saw me, I would be a choochin'.
Yeah, that's right.
Ronnie's like 100 and what is it? 197, Ronnie?
That's right. Be 198 in July.
You getting upset with me?
Yeah, we were talking about the food, and I saw something about this a while ago, but then I just saw something today that they're working at putting the mRNA into produce, specifically lettuce. Yeah, lettuce, potatoes. I think it was carrots and corn or something like that.
Directly reminded me. That's a lot of why we believe the Billy Goats is getting involved with the farmland.
Right? Yep, exactly.
and he's going to be just working it into the food. But a lot of people are telling me, people that I consider wise, that don't worry, it's not going to wind up in the food because they need your choice. They need your free will to choose to get it. Now, I don't know, you know what I mean? But that's just another opinion I heard, I'll say.
That's that's what they do through the movies and stuff. That's how they get our choice.
I think that's part of it.
Well, if you know you're buying tomatoes, lettuce, and cabbage from Billy Goats, right? If we did our research and we found out and knew the name of his farm or whatever.
I don't know how tinfoil hat we want to get on here, but if anybody is familiar with like gematria, fox equals 666, right? And now the only the only brand name that I can find of like all these produce items at the grocery store, which admittedly is Walmart, okay.
Hey John.
But is Fox. It's a Fox brand, and so I struggle. I can't buy it, but it's just interesting how these dots connect. Maybe it's totally coincidence. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
But remember, you do make a choice. Free will. You choose to eat.
That's right. You could fast.
That's right.
Well, and you're choosing, I mean, it's like everything, how much choice is really involved for some people, but you're choosing to buy a product. I mean, even if it says genetically modified or bioengineered or whatever, or it doesn't, you're still buying you're making that choice.
We're even choosing the method in which we pay. So if that starts to slip up and change, you know what I mean? You still want this thing in the store. You still choose to purchase it with their new, if it rolls out with the digital stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today.
There's three things about the GMO crops that always struck me as hilarious to think about. First off, it's not natural. So claiming that it's better because it is, just lunacy. Second would be the fact that they have the intellectual property rights on it. As soon as they've changed it, they can control who has access to it.
They own
let's take for example like a GMO corn.
That's right.
That was, say Landon, say you and I are neighbors and I'm growing the GMO corn, you're growing organic corn. If the GMO corn from my field cross-pollinates into yours, you are now can be found in possession of intellectual property, and the company who made the GMO corn can go after you for it.
Wow.
That's right.
And the third thing is the unintended consequences. This is one of the topics of a video that I'm going to be making at some point coming up. But they do the GMO crop so that it's more resistant to, say, pesticides. And then they do extra pesticides on it. Well, at the same time they're doing that, our honeybee population is dropping down, and people are like, "Oh, where are all the bees going? Gee, I wonder."
Well, now they're planning a vaccination for the bees.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And that's a double whammy because, so where are the bees? Now it's much harder. Like, it's harder for the average home gardener to, you need bees for pollination. That becomes harder. And then also, like you said, natural products. Natural don't mean ish in the grocery store. Legally.
These days, don't forget, while the T-Man was in office, and I'm not a hater of anyone, okay, but didn't he make it legal to have monopolies again? And that's not my main point here, because we're trying to say that, essentially the packaging can lie to you.
Right.
Like, they can lie. They can say, natural doesn't mean organic.
Right. Organic is the word you want, but even that I struggle to trust. It's a leap of faith going to the grocery store.
That's why I serve Lord your God and pray for your food. He will bless your food and your water.
But I feel like they've been attacking the home garden for years now. Okay, so like you've got the bee issue, and then again, I'm sorry, Indy, I'm not trying to go too tinfoil hat. Whether you believe in chemtrails or not is not my business, but you would be ignorant to say that the line behind the airplanes is a lot longer now than it was in the 50s,
or this one stripe that I'm seeing.
Right.
and then there's these billowing natural clouds around it.
And
you know what I mean?
weather seeding, that's not just a conspiracy theory. Like they have voted on it in North Dakota. So these are not conspiracy theories. These are provable facts.
They have
like what they were doing to the Viet Cong in Vietnam, seeding the clouds there to make it a perpetual thunderstorm, or you know what I mean?
Right.
They're using weather as a weapon.
So
Yeah, it was Project Popeye.
Well,
There
if
is
y'all
a
remember
limit.
Forrest Gump in the movie, he said it rained so hard. And, you know, of course, it's a movie, but he said it rained so hard it was like it was raining up.
That's
right,
right.
because still to this day, weather is one of the only things that can stop an army.
That's right. That's right. We were just watching a thing on y'all. If one of
Thank
y'all
you,
can get
Shift.
the link, there's a channel called S2 Underground, and they just did this study on thermal camouflage and hiding from thermal optics and whatnot, thermal sensors. And it's a really good. I mean, I showed my son. It was so educational. The first 7 minutes of it, learning about like have y'all ever heard of invisible light? Okay.
Right.
Like, I mean, this is a really good episode. And one of the main points was that, you know, a rainstorm, the Dank Crusader, what's up, dude? That
Hey, Dank.
they showed footage of a tank trying to get through like a creek bed or a muddy pit. Not happening. This tank was stuck so bad. It was, I mean, so weather absolutely can stop a standing army.
And just like you were saying, Forrest Gump, you know, morale, like he said it was raining upwards, downwards, sideways. You know, like nobody wants to continue marching and fighting with soggy socks for a month, you know.
What was the name of the channel you mentioned, Landon?
S2 Underground.
Underground.
And it's not anything too extreme, very intelligent, very, you know, more analytical than anything. They do like an update on the entire nation on like attacks on the power grid, attacks on food facilities, like all these random fires nationwide.
Right.
And if you, they're very underreported, but these guys, they're on it.
Right. But so like all this stuff that's getting released into the air, though it does dissipate and it takes a long time to come down, it does come down. Okay, look, we have a pop-up pool in our backyard, right?
Right. And that's what I wanted to talk about, but I didn't want to sound like a crazy person.
Well, here I am for you, baby.
But we were getting water samples and taking it to the local pool store.
Not for crazy reasons. We just wanted to be
I
able
just
to
want to
swim in our
make it.
pool.
Yeah, we just want to make it like a pool again. And we tested it. They tested it, and it was coming back with high levels of copper and aluminum and other stuff. And I was like, well, what's that coming out of the trees?
Rainwater, right?
Right. I mean, because there's literally, we haven't put no water in it. It's just
was it
water.
called barium? Barium?
Yeah. And,
dude, I got Indy. I did a video on chemtrails. It's like 3 minutes long. You want to watch it real quick?
I'm sorry.
They used to do. They used to give away patches to the pilots, and literally on the patch it has the chemical symbol for aluminum and barium. And if you took the chemical symbols, barium is Ba and aluminum is Al, and if you add that together, it's ball, Baal.
Oh my gosh!
On the patch, there's a effing tombstone, and it literally says, fuck, what's it say? Barium,
strontium.
Spray him and bury him or something like that, like buried in the grave, but it's barium, the chemical.
So
and then there's one picture. It's got all the barrels lined up, and it's got German's ex-president Angela Merkel standing on the plane, overseeing it, like giving her approval for it.
Glad you're here, brother.
Hey, Deez, what's up, bro?
Yeah, Big Chap, if you want to pull that up.
Yeah, let me.
Would you do it? Will you share your screen?
Yeah, I can do it.
While you're pulling that up, but all of this stuff has been fallen, right, over the past decades, right? It's
long time. Long time.
That is going to impact your fruits and vegetables. That's going to impact your growth. Combine that with the honeybees. Combine that with the erratic weather.
A multiple facet, or at multiple angles, financial. You know what I mean? Agricultural.
Right.
I mean.
So they've really made it difficult for you to have your own garden unless you are set up with like grow lights or something, like Elon Musk's
unless you
brother.
can control the specific, unless you have a greenhouse
Right.
and you can control every little
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think it's ready, Indy. I
Yeah.
hope the audio works and shit, because that sucks if it don't.
That bit me in the butt last time.
Can you see it?
Yep.
I'll
I
point out the
don't
spots.
think
You
there's
can even
sound.
see the.
No sound, big chap.
Yeah, that happened
Oh,
to
wait,
us
wait,
too.
wait.
There it is.
Maybe
There
there
it
is.
is.
Maybe there
It's
is.
low. It's the heartbeat.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I could have fast forwarded it, but
It's okay.
Down the rabbit hole.
you can tell
It's like
because it's a
Seattle, like every
crisscross
day.
pattern. That's not exhaust.
Right. Or jet stream.
See that? This is not a Coca-Cola can. Look what this. Look what this jet's doing. Wild, huh?
Where's the best place to hide something?
Right there's on a coin. Look at this. This jet. What's it doing? Spraying chemtrails.
Whoa.
See that?
I hadn't seen that before.
Wow.
Barrels of chemicals in line waiting to be sprayed. That's all that's in there. That's Angela Merkel right here. See all these barrels? These are all filled with barium and aluminum, and they just hook them up, and there's a fucking spray nozzle, and they literally cloud paint.
She should have a hazmat
Line
suit for
across
being
the
in
sky.
there.
Huh? Yeah, she's like checking it out, and they're all like, it's a big meeting, but they're in the back of a chemtrail plane. It's just like it's an open air plane that's no seats, and it's just full of these barrels.
Which incidentally, I was under the impression some of these chemicals are the same chemicals you're finding in deodorants and shampoos and conditioners that are, people are now waking up to.
Oh yeah, and the thing is too is not only is it falling on us, but it's falling on everything that animals eat. It's falling in the water supply that animals drink. It's falling on bugs, and the birds eat the bugs, and you know.
Yeah, Redneck made a good point. Your home garden should be in a greenhouse.
Oh,
That's
for
right.
sure. Yeah.
That's right.
But anyway, and then it gets better. Here, check this out. It really started off as this is a cloud curtain, and they used to use these back in the war. I think it was World War I actually, and
Jeez.
they
How far back you
just
went?
spray a blanket and it would hide the whole fleet and shit. So if you're like on this side over here, obviously you can't see through it, and you could have battleships just resting on the other side of this curtain, and it would stay as a wall for a long time, like it would fog the whole area. Well, then they just took that and started raising it up in the air and basically making clouds. Check this See?
And can I just add right here real quick, because I was
Yeah.
led to I hate to interject, and I know this isn't for everybody. I'm not trying to shove my relationship down nobody's throat, but check this out. If y'all want more information on BAAL here, okay, I started reading randomly. I popped my Bible open this morning to Jeremiah chapter 18. If y'all just want to start there later on when you have the time, or more specifically, if you read from chapter 18 to chapter 19, verse 5, that's when they really start talking about that they have built also the high places of Baal, or
Wow.
Baal, I want to say it, to burn their sons with fire for burnt
Yes.
offerings unto Baal,
Offer 'em.
which I commanded not, nor spake it, neither came it into my mind. And it's the Lord speaking right here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Basically, like that had not occurred to
And that's what he says. He says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that this place shall no more be called Tophet, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter.
Wow. Hey, can you drop that in the private chat so when I get done later, I'll just clip it
Absolutely.
and check it out? Please?
Absolutely.
I'll scope it out tonight.
Can you take
But
team?
yeah, I mean, I don't. Maybe they say everything happens for a reason, right? I mean, do you think it's irony that they use these two? I mean, they say there is no coincidence. Is correct?
No, Hans, we're just
There is no
thinking freely
irony.
here as long as we can.
Yeah, there it is, spelled out in front of you. And this is the shit they're spraying on us every day, all day, everywhere.
Monique King 5 said Angela Merkel does hold a degree in quantum chemistry and was heavily involved in chemistry before she got into politics. I didn't know that. That's a little formidable.
Wow. All right,
I
now
didn't
here's
know
one
that
of the here's the patch. Check this out. Don't just spray them, bury them with a headstone. Got the chemical
Oh my
symbol
gosh.
and look in the background. 2 chemtrails. This is the pilot's patch that sprays the shit. Pretty wild. How is this still going on? Why isn't this shit shut down and dismantled and
Don't just
all these
spray them.
bastards in jail and whoever made this patch in jail? And I don't know, man.
Because it was paid for on a black budget, so technically it never happened. These patches technically never happened.
What was that movie with Mel Gibson where he was, and Julia Roberts, where he was like a kind of an MK dude, and
Oh,
he was
I
made to
know
look
the
like
one you're talking about. I don't know the name.
like a crazy conspiracy theorist. Maybe it is
was it
conspiracy
called
theory.
conspiracy theory?
I
Yeah,
think it is.
Yeah.
And so like movies like conspiracy theory have painted people that want to do critical thinking
Exactly.
so crazy.
It's
Like my
crazy.
own father calls me, like he thinks I'm crazy. Like he loves me. We have a great
So
relationship.
do my kids and shit. I'm the crazy uncle because I'm trying to drop knowledge and red pills to everybody. Some of them are starting to get it though. It's slowly working.
Yeah, they listening.
Yeah, because they're starting to see it and shit.
That's
Now
right.
it's like, man, Uncle D's right.
So I started to tell this story last time and then I didn't really tell it, but I wanted to tell you guys about some of you I think I told on a different panel or something, but I think most of you know, like almost, I mean, I'm telling you, like, I think because I live in such a very, very liberal area, like it's really like, I mean, 98% of the people I know are still like caught up in the mainstream narrative. Like they're all, you know, most of them have gotten at least, I mean, all of them have gotten one jab, if not like multiple.
Wow.
You know, they just don't see through it. But one of one of the people I've always been very close to, she's almost like a little sister to me. She had pretty much cut me out for a lot of different reasons. And I mean, it was kind of a mutual thing at one point because it was just like, we just argue whenever we talked. And so it was like, okay, well, you know, we're just not getting anywhere with each other. Like, it's just kind of better if we step back, you know? But we'd still stayed in touch a little bit. Like we'd send each other texts every once in a while. And that was about it for like the last almost 3 years now. And right around Thanksgiving, she reached out to me. You know, I sent her like a happy Thanksgiving, you know, general text and just kind of trying to keep lines open, you know. And she reached out to me and wanted to get together. And we got together and she apologized for a lot of the things she'd jumped to conclusions to about me.
Amen.
Wow.
Yeah, I
awesome.
was
Yeah.
I
That's
was
awesome.
amazed.
What a blessing.
Yeah, and she's, I've known her for a long time, so she's close with a lot of my other friends, and um it was it was a tough conversation, but I have to say it was really positive, but it was also like really encouraging to me. A couple things she said. One thing she said, because I don't know, I always worry, like, did I do enough? Did I like push enough to like try to get people to not take the jabs, or to not, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
to try to see what the reality of the situation before I kind of backed off of people. And she said that she thought that if I'd kept pushing like I was back then, that she probably wouldn't have been talking with me now. But
Right.
because I'd stepped back, and she had time to kind of process it in other ways and get the information from other places, and see the truth in it, she was able to come and talk to me about it and apologize. And I thought it was pretty amazing. I mean, I do think people are starting to come around. It's just a way slower process than we want it to be,
Yep. And we have like
And we
so
have to remember to speak truth in love.
right.
And so we
Yeah.
can't let that, because I used to get into these heated ego battles, kind of, where I would be like
Like
I
a
can't
debate.
believe you can't see this. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
And
we,
even now, like people like just like that are coming around, sometimes they're met with hatred, like, well, I told you you should have, but really it just needs to be, hey, it took a little longer than but that's okay. Glad you're here.
That's right.
Better late than
Mhm.
never.
Yeah.
Don't get any more.
But I just
Um,
wanted to share because I thought it might be encouraging to some of you if you're in
Yep.
a similar situation, where, and I think most of us, at least, even if it's not so many of the people that are caught up in it, everybody knows somebody who's still behind that veil.
Oh
And it
yeah.
seems like now it's at a point where the people that are humble enough to admit when they're wrong are doing so now. Like, because they're kind of backed up against a wall where it's just like, okay, there's just too much out for me to continue to deny it. What you have to watch for is the people that,
Mhm.
there's a whole generation of kind of sort of borderline narcissists, and
Not even borderline.
there's
Like,
a lot
there's
of
some
people
straight
out
up-
there when given the option of irrefutable proof that you're wrong and just continuing to march forward blindly and wrong, they'll continue to march forward blindly and wrong. They just are not going to humble themselves and say I was wrong, and that's okay. But like, that's kind of that'll be the new line one day. Hey, Yankee Watchdogs. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, you also can't forget about cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That
Yep.
people have an entire structure of how they think everything is working. And sometimes our truth can be like a brick to their, let's just imagine that everything the way that they think it works is like a glass dome. And when you start throwing truth around, you're throwing glass at the way that they think everything works, and it's shattering it. And it's like, folks aren't really prepared for that.
Yeah.
For
And
that
that's
kind of
how they look at us too, the same way. The cognitive dissonance thing, they look at us that same way.
Big Chap,
Yeah.
what's up?
Right.
What's up?
Yankee Watchdog had said, does anyone think the wild land fires got worse because of the chemtrails? Ever seen a grain elevator explosion?
Ooh.
That is like a crazy good point.
Yeah.
But you also have a significant lack of land management. I mean, you can look at the Australian Aboriginals, and they do controlled burns regularly.
Right.
And for some reason, we have a bunch of people who think that any and every fire has to be put out, and they don't
Yeah.
let anything get cleaned up.
Right.
So
Good night,
it ends
Blaine.
up exacerbating it.
What
Good
up,
night, Blaine. Thanks for
LFP?
coming by.
Good
Yeah,
to see
Big
you,
Chat,
brother.
were you trying to get our attention to say something?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were putting your hand up for a minute, like
No, I
raising
went
your
like
hand.
that. My nose itching.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking right now for this little clip. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it.
I have that song stuck in my head now.
What?
Whatever was on the Kim Chill video. However you
What's
want it.
going on? You ever seen the movie Belly with
No.
Nas?
I
Nas and
haven't.
DMX? It's a good
Nas and
movie.
DMX. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's the opening. That's the song in the opening scene and shit. It's badass. They're walking through a club and it's like a black light. They got these contacts in, and their eyes are glowing.
Thank you,
Unfortunately,
Anti.
that's the only lyric I know, so I'm just repeating it over and over in my head.
That's pretty much what the whole song is. And then she starts.
Yeah.
She starts singing a little bit more. Right here, this. Let me go back and see if I can present this real quick. And it's a picture of you guys were just talking about the fires and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. Share
Hey,
screen.
TZ. Good to see you. Glad you're here.
Photo.
He said, "Belly good movie, Belly 2 not so good."
Yeah, Belly 2 wasn't. That sucked. All right, check this out. This is a forest fire, right? Now these houses are obliterated. Like rescue,
Okay, wait.
fire.
Here we go. Are you ready for me to put it in? There we go.
Yeah, go ahead. It should be pulled up. Put it on big screen.
Right. Yeah, I followed this real close, but
I have a video too, bro. But this explains it all. I can just look at this shit. They're
Say
saying
it,
this.
D-Dog.
They're saying this is a forest fire. Look at how beautiful. And these houses are melted.
And it's specifically targeted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like the fence and shit's still standing. So how this fire jumped over the fence and get this house, and then this one jumped over that. These are some badass fences.
Do you know
concrete?
why?
I don't know, but
exactly. That's exactly what I think.
Do you know why? That's hilarious. We watched this guy called Post 10, and he usually just unclogs culverts, and that's nice non-political content for us when we need to unwind.
Yeah.
But recently
he'd been traveling to the West Coast where he'd been seeing all these forests and they're burnt.
Right, but they're not burnt like a normal fire. Like the fire,
it's targeted.
Right.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the fire.
Look at targeted. Look at there's 2 trees right here.
Mm-hmm.
And this house is completely burnt to the ground, and there's still foliage on this, yo.
Hey, watch Real Genius again. Watch Real Genius.
I thought it was Evil Genius, but you're right. It's Real Genius.
It's Real Genius with Val Kilmer.
Yep.
And just look at the movie with a 3,000-foot perspective, looking at it from high
always.
Up.
You know how many of these? You know how many of those? How many of those movies is predictive programming, bro?
Exactly.
Tell you, they have to show their hand, right? I mean, isn't that
that's Liberty Lion magic
for them or whatever?
Thanks for being here, Liberty Lion. Good to see you. Hey,
it's
Patrick.
A lot
about. Let me see. Would you even want to play the video of that, or I almost called you Lucy, Indy. Would you want to play the video if I can find it? It's just like a clip. It's these people driving through, actually.
Sure. Yeah.
They're like, wow.
I know I've seen also with cars that have been on fire, like on the road. I think maybe Big Chap, you shared that with me.
Yes, I was getting ready to say that. Aluminum alloy rims and shit melted running down the street like in a puddle, like a fucking ice cream sandwich and shit.
Especially when you get those lithium batteries catching fire.
Man, those go up crazy quick and hot too, don't they? If you can't throw water on those Joneses, that'll just make it worse. That's like throwing it on a grease fire. It hits that lithium and just FYI, I don't know if you got any.
Like there's no time to escape.
Lying around, but yeah, this shit goes up quick.
Mm-hmm.
I do want one of them e-bikes though. Them bitches are badass.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. Deeds, that's it. You got it right there. They tell us a lot. Hey, David, good to see you.
Heart attack stuff with the deep vein thrombosis. Sometimes, my left leg got blown out. The veins in the left leg. I know that's probably personal TMI. I'll hush about it. But I went to Walmart today. My leg was blown out. It wasn't having it. I wasn't about to be able to truck all over Walmart today. So I got on a little electric scooter. and it just reignited. Like, dude, I need an electric scooter.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that could take my camping trip to the next level. A little electric bike.
Monique, again, Monique, I think we would get along just great.
Right?
Gotta do one of the.
Monique says that happened in Canada, in British Columbia. The whole town burned down, but not the forest. That is so wild.
Yeah, man.
There's been
My
some places
so
instead of
unorganized, bro.
tree didn't burn.
I got shit everywhere, and it's all mixed together. I got videos and pictures and memes and clips, and it's a big ass mess, yo. And I kind of got a rough idea like where it's at, but I could be passing it. I did find this other picture though. I can pull that up while I'm looking or show you guys real quick. Pretty crazy. Or wait a minute. Yeah, no, this is it right here.
David, I'm sending you the StreamYard link if you're able to come up in your Discord.
Landon,
No pressure if you can't, but if you can, you're welcome.
Yo.
You guys
you
think
need one of those.
Oh, go ahead, bro. My bad.
I was gonna say, what you need is one of those mobility scooters that's on tracks.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is the how hot these are, right? So you're gonna think.
Wait a minute. Let me get you into the. There. Now you're sharing your screen.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Can you zoom in on that?
Yep. Let me go here. See the aluminum just melting.
And how hot would it have to have been to have melted? Like 2,000-3,000.
Well, you can see the heat signature on the road right here, right? You ever take a magnifying glass and burn a
1A, good to see you.
burn a
Glad you're
piece
here.
of paper or a grasshopper or some shit when you was a kid with the magnifying glass? That's what it is. Check it.
I mean, aluminum does have a relatively low melting point.
Yeah, but the whole car was melt. Look at this one.
Yeah, you do, Watchman.
Trees here.
I looked it up and it says
burnt down.
Say what?
The
1,200 degrees.
The melting point of aluminum or aluminium, as I like to try to say, is 1,221. So 1,221. I don't know.
That's hot, bro. And
That's
it's
hot.
not even so much the heat; it's the longevity too. It's in that intense fire for a minute. You know, it ain't just like it's zapped once and then they take off.
Good to see you.
But look at here, all these trees. Obviously, these trees made it. Pine trees. Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, rescue. What do you think about all this? Because I mean, as a firefighter, like, what do you know? What's your take on it?
Green grass, totally burnt down every house, and there's green grass and trees. I think it's this. See this right here?
Boom, boom.
Right here. You ever burn you ever burn something with a magnifying glass when you was a kid with the sun? Imagine that. See that right there? See how it's beaming up right there?
And that's on an unmanned drone.
Yeah, it's a drone.
I didn't even know that this existed, but it's basically an unmanned version of what they have in the movie Real Genius.
Some kid sitting there with a damn PlayStation controller, just drawing lines on this residential village,
dude.
And they could be telling the kid it's a simulation, bro.
Yeah, I wondered about that
picture.
You know what I mean? Look at this shit. I got so much shit, man. I want to do videos of, but YouTube tripping.
I know.
I've been to jail like 4 or 5 times and shit.
Hopefully, we're far enough in my stream they won't really pay.
That's what I was thinking too.
We'll see.
That's why I even trying to. But the video, I have a video too of these guys rolling through the neighborhood. I was gonna do a whole video on it with the stills and the actual footage. Like I said, it's scattered everywhere. Check this out though. Is my screen still up, Indy?
Yep.
We were just talking about chemtrails. Watch this one. You know how they say the Simpsons predict everything? Let me pause it. Put it on the big screen. Turn this up. Sorry. All right. Check this shit out.
that jet flying so close to our house? At last, those planes are flying where they belong.
That's right. Over the homes of poor people.
Oh, it's you, Stan. What kind of thing?
Simpsons know, bro. I don't know how.
I have used my CIA powers to make that superstorm. You made this storm? Lives were destroyed. Now kiss, you two lovebirds, and put some mustard on it. Aren't you straight? Yes, but I'm terrified of these people. They can control the weather.
I was gonna put this one on a YouTube video too, but that's them driving through.
This is a wildfire?
No, it's one of these, well, whatever you want to call
This
it.
is a deliberate targeting of buildings with absolutely nothing happening around them. The trees
Views. That's what they want.
absolutely fine.
But how do the trees stay with the fire being so intense it melts the cars? How do the trees not get burned if this is a fire?
This did not come from the forest fire. All the nano aluminum particles in the buildings and soil after years of drought, years of chemical trails overhead, not to mention the plasma cloud cover laid 3 days in advance of this debacle. See right here. Fine.
These are guys. That's the energy beam coming down right there. They spray them, and then they zap them.
Water tankers.
The whole thing with the houses being the only thing burning reminds me of, or makes me think of the provision from Agenda 21, where they want everyone in megacities.
Yeah.
So get rid of the rural areas.
Yeah, man.
We're living in the Hunger Games. Like the whole world is their arena. I mean, that's really what it is. Did you guys see the fake arrest of Greta Thunberg or whatever?
Yeah, smiling and shit.
It reminded me of, if you've seen the Hunger Games, it's like the propos. That's what they call them, the propaganda, the shorts that they do.
Yeah.
It's straight out of the movies. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
There was a bunch of memes going on about that. You know, the one police chick got caught banging half the squad or whatever. You guys hear about that?
Mm-mm.
Yep.
She did. Like, she was banging lieutenants, and they're all married. She's married. All 5 of the dudes were married. Happening on the job, after work. They all knew it. Like, she was just the squad sport, I guess you want to call her. And they did a bunch of memes with her and different cop pictures and shit. Well, then they took Greta Thunberg's pose where she's being carried away by the cops, and it said something about when you see all the attention that the officer's getting for hooking up with cops, you decide to do it yourself or some shit like that. And it shows her smiling like they're taking her away to have their way with her and shit. You'd have to see what I'm talking about. Speaking of
Things going on in Europe. Anybody been following Davos?
Yeah, what was up with that? When all these people like that were supposed to go never showed up. Were they warned about something, or I kind of missed that part?
Not sure on that one.
I heard that too.
The thing about free speech laws coming to the U.S. caught my attention, though.
Say it again.
There was someone from the EU that was speaking talking about needing to control free speech and hate speech regulations, and saying that laws limiting free speech are coming to the U.S. soon.
Hey, Rescue, can you mute your mic when you're not talking? We're getting
Yes, ma'am.
there's like a, I think it maybe from the fan. I don't know. There's like a whistle or a buzz or something. But Rescue, I actually really wanted to hear what you thought about the fires we were talking about earlier.
Well, I mean, I won't say that there's not nefarious stuff, but I can say that there's a lot that happens naturally, but also just man-made, but not intentionally. I want to say the last, because I've been down for 4 or 5 years now. So I want to say about 10 years ago, we had a real bad one that we worked over out of Huntsville, Texas, and it actually, once the point of origin got determined, it was a bottle on the side of a road, but it basically had the whole magnifying effect on those pine needles laying in that ditch. And we had gone for an extensive amount of time without any rain or heavy dew. So everything was just ready to go. Around here, there's a lot of cigar and cigarette fires that happen on the road. Like a lot of the departments around here run brush trucks because it's that. And then you have a lot of controlled intentional hay fields. That's a real common thing around here with the hay fields, is after you get your bales up out of there, then you torch the field and then plow it, and you get those all back in your soil. But forest fires, depends on the trees. Trees react different. Pine burns hot, but it will treetop jump like Q-tips, where hardwoods the sap isn't as thick as it, well, not really that, but it's not as, I don't know how you'd say it, because it's flammable, but not as much as a pine. And so, like those hardwoods, those usually have to generate and get pushed by wind to actually carry over. But pines and firs and stuff, little gusts of winds, and it can happen where you have trees on this side of the house will literally burn down to nothing. It'll burn half the house down, but the wind or the direction of the draft will actually carry it. And then all of a sudden it'll shoot out the back of the house, and it'll continue on out for another 70 acres and spare this whole half of the house. There's just weird stuff that happens.
Carl, count me in. I don't know what job I get, but I want on board. Sorry, keep going, Rescue.
Is there a time traveling fire ride? And a lot of this too, I think, is because there's a lot of unattended stuff that hasn't been attended to for the past few years that would have probably normally been tended to that hasn't been. You add some of that stuff into now people getting out more, and all of a sudden you have areas that might have built up spot that wouldn't have normally built up, or highways that were normally mowed that haven't been mowed for a couple of years. So you could have stuff, and then you also just have the whole fact that there is evil in this world, and which means that there's always going to be nefarious stuff.
Can I ask Rescue a question right quick?
Yeah.
Rescue, what do you think about the new smart meters electric meters in people's homes nowadays? Do you think that they could be a way of starting fires for some nefarious characters?
Oh, I mean, well, that's an open-ended question, but yes, sir, I think it, because I think evil can find a way to use anything for its purpose. So I think like around here, those smart meters were beneficial when they came out, because it's cut down. But then I'm on a co-op, so see, our bills are based off of what our electric company is paying out because we're all members. That sends a different narrative. But like around here, it was selective on the areas to deploy the smart meters, but because they now just fly a plane over those and they can get the readings instead of sending a guy out to have to travel 5 miles this road, 10 miles down this one, 5 miles. He ends up spending a half a day just to get a handful of meters, but it's because they're so far stretched out. So it served a good purpose. But yeah, I think a nefarious person could easily jack with the code, drive by the house or fly by a house, and you send a code down to that thing and say that it needs to open up its regulators, and all of a sudden it would be pumping. It could short out.
I'm just wondering if you was talking about the guy in the plane. I'm just wondering if somebody like that, not necessarily the guy that's reading the meters, but somebody up in a plane or whatever could turn those meters on, short them out or whatever, accidentally on purpose. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this stuff out myself.
No, there's a balance to everything. So everything that's useful, I laugh and always make fun of the internet. When that got pitched, it was all about now you can share pictures with grandma in the other state, and that was the good. But nobody ever go, and by the way, the other side of this coin is going to be some really nasty stuff. They just said this is the cool stuff. Look, you can look this up, you can do this, but it turned out to be a very bad thing. So it's kind of like everything else.
And with that, the smart meters here in SoCal, when stuff comes up like middle of the summer and they go, oh, you know what, there's too much strain on the power grid, and they'll go through and remotely shut off people's thermostats.
Yeah, I wouldn't like those if I was on a municipality like that.
Yeah,
put somebody else in control of your stuff.
Absolutely, and it happened to my sister a whole bunch during the summer last year, and where she lives gets into triple digits.
Hey, Eli.
So she's in her house, and all of a sudden the thermostat's kicking and the AC off.
Heck no. That's some real life, tangible, dystopic, next level creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Were you saying something, Indy?
Oh no, I was saying hi to people and talking to people in chat. Wizard's talking about on topic with this here, and he said laser drones. Yeah, I was thinking about drones earlier too when we were talking about chemtrails, because in China I've seen them using that for their sanitation or whatever they're spraying. Drones. I mean,
that's why they want to get rid of our gas stoves. That way we can all be on electric stoves, and when they want to take you off the system for a minute because you were a bad boy and said something you shouldn't have said 8 years ago.
That's why we're trying to get prepared for that. Take me off the system. I'm ready for it.
Sure, bro. We need some outliers like that. I think it should be communal now. Like the old order Amish, they're doing it right, bro. Even the Mennonite shit, for that matter.
Right. That's what I relate most with. I'm trying to be like a Mennonite.
Very little government at all.
That's right.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just old fashioned. I don't know. It's crazy.
That's me. I am old fashioned for sure.
I wish I was more old fashioned than I am. I'm working that direction. Eli said, I'm certain you all have discussed China buying acres of American land near our bases. Yeah. We did talk about them picking up farmland, but we haven't talked about this. Yeah, I don't even know how they're legally doing this at this point.
That happened in a town where Tiff is near, where she came from in North Dakota. That like the leaders of the town, the mayor, the elected officials are like, "Oh, this is so great! This is going to bring so many opportunities." And for those of us who can see through that, we're like, "What the f?" But to be quite honest, over the last 10 years, China's been buying mineral rights to places that you guys, I'm very uncomfortable with. A lot of you guys might be uncomfortable with if you found out where they owned the mineral rights under the ground. Mm-hmm. China, it's like buying the land under the land,
Yeah, they also have a heavy investment in our energy grid.
They want to flip the switch. I'm telling you, that's what they're trying to do, y'all. They're trying to cut us off of everything, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they want the cars. Exactly, Liberty Lion. Same with the cars.
That's why they want everything electric.
Because he's got the battery, and if he stops to recharge, we'll be right there on him. Nah, just take him out now. Hit the switch. Your shit dies and you're stuck. Thanks,
Yeah.
Anti. I appreciate it, brother.
They've already passed here in, I think it's Washington, Oregon, and California, that they won't be selling gasoline cars by 2035.
Yeah, California went for cars, trucks, and motorcycles.
I think it's the same here. Washington, Oregon, and California are pretty much working as an alliance now. They've just kind of said we're just going to do everything together.
The
It's pretty
West
much.
Coast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how much of the East Coast is doing that or going to, I wonder?
Just DC. But you know what they want is because you know if you've been looking into the whole range situation and how
exactly Liberty
drastically that's affected by different variables, you know, the electric car thing, the electric. So Nick, what is his name? Frites or something like that in Congress.
Yeah, Fuentes.
It's a lot easier to what he just tweeted this to remotely turn off your electric stove than if you guys had your own gas stove, you know. Simple little control mechanisms like that.
Yeah, the gas stove thing. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
So that's the key to the electric, because if you're electric, then because you know you can do you can do data through power lines. So it's like there are actually several internet providers that you get your internet through your very power lines that are bringing your electric. So you figure between the multiple overlap of that and then the software and the control of being able to just go click, click. Oh, let's see. Wow. That guy, did you just see what he posted over there on Facebook? Yep. Control M. There you go. He's over there in timeout for 6 years. It's like, okay, we just cut his lights off. Your score, that ESG score scares the shit out of me. I got to say, I don't usually, which I say scares me. It doesn't.
Right, I hear you.
That's scary stuff right there because it's like when he was talking about the tentacles of that stuff go so deep. You have to think of that ESG like you would be looking at an exploded schematic of something because it literally takes that one little thing, this big lighter. Okay, well, what vendor supplies the plastic to mold this casing? What vendor supplies the metal to make this little striker? And it's all of that. And everybody better be on that score or you can't do business with them. And that's, buddy, that's some nerve-wracking shit right there. That's world-changing stuff.
Look at this dog trying to get my attention, bro. That's what she does to me.
You better give that baby some attention.
Man.
Landon, I saw your dog earlier. So cute. Your little puppy that climbed up earlier.
Here about a month and a half ago, I made a video about the whole ESG thing and how it ties in with the social credit system.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just holding up the matches.
Banks, man, everybody's got money to fund stuff and to do their business and stuff. And when they get in board with that, they implement it. That'll change a lot of stuff.
I solemnly reject all the things they're implementing. Reject modernity and embrace tradition. That's what I'm trying to do the best I can, except they put all these confusions in the way to help it a little like a learning curve, but worse. Like
Amen.
And my grandpa's not here for me to ask, you know what I mean? And then not just my grandpa, but the older generation, that did live without a lot of the stuff that, we're trying to go back to, we're trying to simplify.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of reject modernity, did you guys, okay, no, because it's not on the news. It was just an interview with some really smart lady on neurotechnology. But basically she was like, so brainwaves, like reading brainwaves and neuro, I'm not smart enough to talk about this, guys.
We just found out tonight that all of these Bluetooth cordless earbuds are tracking brainwave tech.
Not all of them, but like
them,
new ones. They're working it into where they're gathering brainwave information. Because when you can integrate that technology into something that you use every day anyway.
This is like some Google exec saying this.
Right.
Out in the open at a conference that and this isn't like technology that hasn't come out yet. This is like Apple AirPods can, along with like while you scroll by a picture, if you slow down, they can track metadata on that and combine that with if you have your AirPods in or an equivalent to a Bluetooth, that they're checking. They're building a profile. They're going to know more about us, or I don't know. It's pretty wild, the technical side of this, and we're not smart enough to necessarily talk about all of it, but Dragon Slayer is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Send you the link to expect your video.
That reminds me of the deal with the Neuralink. Something Mrs. Slayer and I have been talking about off and on is I have concerns that the Neuralink won't be able to just read the information and the electrical signals that are coming out of the brain, but actually potentially be able to overwrite them.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're wanting to. From what I remember, Elon Musk's idea behind Neuralink was that AI is the way of the future. He's tried to explain to the various governments of the world why it's a bad idea, and he came to the conclusion that they're going to do it anyways, so we should figure out a way to interface with it.
It's a very George Soros approach. Like, if it's not me, it'll be someone else.
If it wasn't me, then it would be someone else.
Yeah. So, the idea is to be able to interface with AI. My concern is that the AI would be able to figure out how to use that Neuralink and basically program people.
What about Gen Z though? Like an entire like my son, an entire generation that doesn't know the world without internet, which is why we prioritize camping and going without the phone, and figuring out problems and problem solving without Google.
Right. Our son would actually do, compared to some kids would do well, but there are children out there that, like, I don't know, it would be difficult to cope. And then, go ahead.
I would say, so I've got a nephew who's in high school currently, and he's one of the few kids at his school, partially thanks to my influence at, family meals, being that crazy uncle. But
you're the crazy uncle.
So am I.
Yeah. Amen.
I'm the crazy aunt. I get it.
Too, dude.
So he's going around at his school and to other kids about the stuff after having done some of his own research as well. And he's trying to show these other kids, like, hey, TikTok is doing all of this data collection. The Fitbit thing is owned by Google. They're monitoring all of the stuff. If you're doing some of these other smartwatch things, it records what you're doing, when you're doing it, and all of this stuff. And it gets kind of mixed responses from them. Some of them just go, okay, well, they've already got that much going, so what's a little bit more hurt? And then there's a bunch of others, for some stupid reason, think that he's a NPC.
Non-player character.
Which, given the circumstance, I think is a little bit backwards, but...
It is. It is. They're just turning it around.
It's Marxism. You got to accuse the other person of what you're doing while you're doing it.
Modern day Marxism. We're seeing a lot of those tactics, and since it's been used on so many, they're using it back. And it's like learned behavior. So there you go. Like in American culture, we have Marxist ideologies being learned behaviors. But that's like, aside from all this, let's just talk about traffic. Like, I mean, has anyone driven around? I mean, maybe it's not as bad. We're in Louisiana. So,
we have the worst drivers.
The worst drivers.
I know everybody says that, but like insurance rates agree.
They're like,
with
hit
what I'm
me,
saying.
bro. Like, please hit me. It would be a payday. Like,
or they'll like speed up to get in front of you and then slam on their brakes. Like,
now let me control you for the next 30 miles.
If you're not going to hit me, I'm going to make you hit me.
I don't know. I'm about 45 minutes out of LA.
People here are driving. I mean, it's insane. It's way worse than it used to be. But I think it's mostly from people being on their phones.
It's that. So they're either not paying attention or they have absolutely no control in their life, and they're controlling folks on the road.
Well, and I mean, exactly. But it's an outlet. Like, people are so stressed. Like, even at the grocery store today, Abby was like, why is everybody so grumpy? And I was like, they're not grumpy, baby. They're stressed. Like they're, like used to. I didn't see a lot of people
Go with your gut,
lists.
Carl. Sorry,
Yeah, that's
keep going.
right.
Go with your gut, bro.
Hey, Echo, good to see you.
The distracted on cell phones is definitely a thing. Much of my commute's on a motorcycle, and I'm splitting lanes and looking at people. And you go by and you see like every other car, they've got their phone up in front of the steering wheel.
That's right.
I'm taking
Which is exactly I want to get past them and well away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're in their own, like driving a car, and not for everybody, but in some instances, especially Lexus and Mercedes drivers. And I'm not hating on you if that's you out there, okay? But
you are what's wrong with what I mean.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
But it is very much like I don't know.
Yeah, there's an entitlement. It's just, and I feel for him. Like, I don't even get mad anymore. I feel so bad for him because it's like, if that's
This is
where
just
you're at
base
in your
level.
life.
This is what we deal with every day. Most folks. Not everybody's out there on the road, and I think you're blessed if you're not.
Amen.
Like, I mean, I wish I was splitting lanes.
It's all ego. That's right.
But let's be honest. How often do you drop a gear and disappear?
I believe the answer to that is yes.
The answer is yes.
Well, Andy, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and get on off here. Thank you, Andy, for having me up.
Ronnie,
Thanks for you guys for.
Thank you for coming up.
See you, Ronnie.
All right, y'all take it easy. Appreciate it, Andy.
Yeah, I love you, Ronnie.
I love you too, Andy. Y'all take care. Good night.
Good night, Ronnie.
Bonnie, you did call it. That's funny. I am glad all you good men are up here and that I know all of you. Yeah, but we need some more women up here, Bonnie. Me and Tiff are holding it down.
That's right. That's right.
It ain't just
Ladies.
me. It's also she. Technolificer, dude.
Yeah, Techno. Good to see you. Yeah.
I wonder what it's like on the Audubon right now.
Yeah, I got a ticket recently for doing that tech on my way to work. Yeah. For real. It's crazy around here. And they're lowering our a bunch of our city, like our inner city speed limits to 20 miles per hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That almost seems like it's intentionally going to cause people
absolutely intentionally just a money grab.
Well, not even a money grab. Like that is going to cause disgruntlement. You know what I mean? You know, when you're like cruising doing 80 and then you got to slow down to 40 and it feels like you're walking.
Yeah.
You know, like that's going to be, people are going to be crazy mad.
Yep. Plus think about all the money spent on signage for like changing from 25 to 20 for something that's stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our state. Enjoy your dinner, Bonnie.
Let me get a plate, Bonnie. What is it?
Washington State, Ed. We are in like the worst of the worst here. It's just, it flies under the radar, but it's bad.
But what a beautiful place.
Gorgeous.
Oh,
yeah, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. That is undeniable. I mean, it's home to me. I love it. It's part
I've only ever been to Walla Walla, but it was awesome.
I've been to Port Townsend.
Okay. Oh, both beautiful places.
But you know, I had to travel through a lot of Washington to get there. Oregon is worse. I've always thought there's something more to that, to the name of that state, Oregon. It sounds more like a shape than it does a state.
Oregon. You say it funny.
I'm an idiot. You know, I'm just a redneck chicken farmer. Oregon.
That's okay. I can't say apple. Okay, I always learned Appalachian, but it's actually apple. How do you say it the right way?
Wait till you get down here to Louisiana, Dad.
Appalachian.
Yeah, Appalachian, but it's really hard for me to say it. Appalachian.
No, Indy, look, us northern folks, we like to pronounce letters because that's why they're there. And so when you have some of these southern folks that are like, let's just forget these three vowels, right? Just forget these three. We're just gonna put an O, okay?
Or
and
add an A.
right.
Appalachia.
Yeah.
So like
Yankee
Landon
Stadium.
actually was just getting on to me earlier. Is like, why do you say drawl? Like he's like, you really pronounce that L, don't you? And I'm like, well,
You guys call it wash or wash?
Wash. My grandma calls it wash.
No.
You take it all through the.
That's like when people say Washington. Oh, that's like a big pet peeve. People put
Washington,
the R in their
DC?
Washington state. Oh.
Hey, listen to this for the conspiracy nuts on the panel here. Check this out. This is off the Gateway Pundit today. LA County Sheriff's deputy dies after suffering a medical emergency while driving. He wrecked his car and died in the car wreck. Young cat, Asian guy, healthy looking, nice looking man. Los Angeles County Sheriff officials confirmed that a detective was killed in a car crash on his way home from work near Torrance late on Sunday, the 15th. After suffering a medical emergency, Stephen J. Lim, a detective, he is 26, who handled. Listen to this. This is what you got to read between the lines right here, because the biggest business in the whole country, right? You know what it involves, the niñas and the niños, the little ones, the whole trafficking and all that. Well, this dude handles the most severe child abuse cases in all of LASD. He was identified as the victim of the single car crash.
Well, man, I hate to say it sounds like every single day, we're seeing reports of perfectly healthy stand-up folks, under 40 years old, 30 years old.
Yeah, there's that.
Okay, wait. Sorry, really quickly. Anybody on panel want to try to say that word? Just for
What
fun.
one?
The one in quotation marks there. Try pronouncing.
Puyallup?
Mushington.
This right here on
the screen. On the screen.
Paul?
Hold on. I need it in a sentence. Give it to me in a sentence.
It's a city.
Puyallup.
I live in that place. I don't actually, but
Puyallup
or
Puyallup.
Puyallup. Puyallup.
It's Puyallup.
Puyallup.
I would have said Puyallup.
No, that's acceptable because look, there's three vowels. So the first vowel is supposed to be long. The second vowel is short. Okay, and the third one's just leave it alone. Don't worry about it.
All right, I'm gonna put in chat right now the town I grew up in. It's in Michigan. Check this out. Tell me how you read it, or what's the name of it. If you know, you know. I think you know, Indy.
Have y'all ever seen the spelling?
I only know because I already know what you're gonna put, and it's only because of you, big chap. I would never have known otherwise.
There it is.
Wait, where'd you put it?
I don't know if some people get it.
Oh, wait.
Anti's bringing up the great chili debate.
Y'all should see how they spell Natchitoches. It's Natchitoches.
Did I get
chili
it right?
Definitely has.
I didn't hear you, bro.
The Wagiak.
Close, real close. Woo. Yeah.
Hey, Kino. Glad you're here.
Reminds me of cognac.
Yeah.
It's here. This is it here. I'll put it in the
Wagiak.
All right, I just did one. It's in chat. Y'all give that a shot.
I see no smoke rescue.
That's how you say it.
Oh, I got that.
Yeah, no, there's the G silent, bro. The Wajak.
The Wajak. The Wajak.
It's Potawatomi. There's a big band of Potawatomi Indians too.
A little payback there at Tech. The Wajak.
Wajak, Michigan.
Anti was close.
Oh yeah, a lot of people call it the Wajiak because of the G. But
ooh, Okay,
sound
this
like
is the one that
Wolverinians.
Tiff put in.
Try it.
Chapatulas?
That's pretty close, actually. It's not too bad.
Chapatulas?
But don't forget, we're in the South, so you can just X-nay some of those letters. Oh, Chapatulas. Yep, that's it.
Oh, I was close. I was kind of close.
Right.
We wouldn't even say the S though. It's Chapatuya.
That's. I try. And it's funny too because look, I say it in jest. I'm an honorary Southerner
her
now.
family
I don't know, bro. That's what I grew up there and lived there all my life, and that's what we call it. So I don't know if I'm.
But you got a lot of folks down here with the last name of.
Oh, what you want?
You got a lot of folks down here with the last name of Cousin, but they don't want to say it's Cousin. No, that's Kuzan. No, sir, that's not how
babe,
you.
it's Kuyan.
No, baby, that's not how you would spell that.
Gma makes a good point. Bringing it back around. What do you think will happen when those crazy Karens' beds wear off?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. That and people are talking about the big cities, like it's going to be the Purge, which I still haven't seen, but I know enough about to say it's going to be the Purge.
It's like since 2019, they've been trying to get us to purge, and they just
Yeah,
can't do it.
absolutely. I think they're trying to push us that direction, and I think people are more united than they want us to think we are.
That's right.
Especially
remember, folks, do unto others exactly as you want done unto you.
Yeah, exactly, Salt. What is EOTW, Bonnie? End of the world? Is that like is that
Yeah, you got it.
station?
End of the world. As we know it.
Yeah. Starts with an earthquake.
Birds and snakes and airplanes.
Bran,
right.
how do you say that K word, Bran? Is it Chells or Kells?
Heels.
No, it's just Kyle. It just
Kyle.
sounds like the name
Oh.
Kyle.
Hmm.
It's German.
Yeah.
So think Kyle. Kyle.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Me too. I'm glad I don't live in a city.
But it's
Yeah.
the name of a street in a nearby city. And coworkers of mine always call it Kiel.
Yankee, I haven't been skiing in a long time, but I did when I was younger. I used to go up there quite a bit. And I go through the pass often. It's beautiful. Yeah, so End of the World. End of the World is the channel. I'll try to find that. Thanks, Bonnie. I found some new channels lately that have some really good content. And a few lives. I'm trying to get people to like merge like I do.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There's people in here that I haven't seen that you know what I mean?
Yeah. There were a couple that came in that I haven't seen, so that's cool too. I mean, that I don't remember seeing. So they must have been in chats or something, but that's cool. It's great.
Speaking of
that's what they
right, Eli? Isn't it good to see tech?
They're faking it.
Speaking of collaborative
Yankee,
or merges.
Hold on one second. Yankee, did you mean in Snoqualmie? Or did I miss something? All right, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of collaborations or merges, Landon, we do need to link up on that supply chain video.
Yes.
Everything went really muted for me. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It just got really quiet for a second, and I could hear was Landon saying yes.
Liberty Line. I just read about that, dude. That shit is sickening, bro. I think them dudes should be pulled out in the street and burned alive.
I just heard about that. I haven't even heard the details.
You have it live streamed.
I think that would be too fast.
You wouldn't think that would be great? I think it'd be fucking lovely to watch. Knowing what they did to that little boy, bro. Call me crazy, but that's my opinion. I'd pay for fucking pay-per-view to watch it.
Yeah. Apparently, we just had a moment of silence. I couldn't tell. I was like, it threw me. It's like, that hasn't happened in the last 2 hours. No, I'm glad it hasn't. Thank you for everybody up on panel for coming up and talking. And thank you for everybody in chat coming and participating. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, what is there, like 30, 36 people, something like that? Cool.
I don't know. Yeah, 37 I have right now.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to be here.
Sorry
Well,
about my little rant,
I'm
but
gonna keep trying to do Fridays until I'm trying to start up a Bible study, and I've got a few people that are interested in that, which I'm excited about. And I think we're
I
going
would
to
be
be doing.
interested in that.
Yeah, Landon, I was going to reach out. I'm not sure if I sent a message to you guys, but you're on my list. You and Tiff. But yes, I think I'm going to start doing that every other Friday, probably in like 2 weeks. So people have time to get materials if they want to, and everything. But then do this kind of like either open panel like it is tonight, or maybe have a couple people up at the beginning that specifically, and then open it up or whatever. But I'm trying to stay consistent with Fridays, so keep an eye out on Fridays at 4:30. I was told I should move the time to 4:20 so people would remember it better.
LOL.
Right? But
But would they?
yeah.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah. But I'm really enjoying getting everybody together and being able to see people, connect and get to know each other better and everything else. It's great. And have these important conversations.
Thank you for having me up, Indy. I appreciate it. And I think everybody else enjoys it. You're just an awesome person.
That's right. That's true.
Thanks,
That's true.
guys.
I've been beating her for months to get this done. Thankfully, she's finally listening.
Yeah, I have to say Big Chap actually made the fire video and sent it to me, and I think it helped just to know there's something I can throw up in the background.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to actually sit in front of that fire.
Yeah, Salt has it right here. Go biblical.
Stoning, yeah. Have a bunch of people.
Oh, that reminds me. If you haven't seen, okay, I remember reading this back in like middle school, which is kind of messed up if you think about it. But The Lottery, it's a short story called The Lottery. And there's actually a video that you can find on YouTube of it too. But I think you guys should all watch it. It's pretty short. And to me, it's like that is what they just did with the whole Jabberwocky. It's like we are living through this lottery. Anyway, just watch it. Just trust me. Watch it or read it. It's good.
Huh.
And the fact, probably, I'm guessing, have any of you seen it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I haven't seen it, no.
It was like really, I think probably a little bit younger than me. Like all my brothers, I think probably had to read it. It was something that was just like kind of standard in schools for a long time. Anyway, there's a reason that came to my mind, but just read it, watch it, trust me. And then I'd love to hear what people think about it, because I feel like it's exactly what we're doing right now. Yeah, Ed, I've been hearing about the supernatural changes in scripture, and the one that that gets me the most is the lion and the lamb.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's nowhere to be found anymore.
That ties in with the whole Mandela.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to mention too much. I don't know if that holds any. Who here, the big one is like the Berenstein or the Berenstein.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Silly.
that one gets me.
Or like some folks even say like Chick-fil-A, or used to be Chick-fil-A. I don't know.
How about the color of Pikachu's tail?
Well, it was always yellow for me. So
Clay, have a good night. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you.
I can't wait to hear your groovy tunes, man.
Are we talking about Mandela?
Always.
I look up to his shreddage.
Thank you for being here, Yankee. Thank you, Spike.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, see, it got quiet again. I can't handle it.
No. Actually, I've been waiting for a minute to say thank you so much for having us. I heard everybody else saying thank you, and I wanted to show how thankful we were, but Tiff wasn't here, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I was like, well, thank you.
Well, thank you for coming up. I appreciate you guys being here.
Well, we're grateful to be
Thank
here.
you, Tech.
Yeah, the background noise over here got pretty loud, so I had to mute for a while.
Apparently, we all like it. Just keep it going.
Hey, V. Hey, Joyful.
I have to tell you, your background noise is a lot quieter than when I have my kids here with background noise. If you guys listen at the very end of my last stream, I mean, I don't know if you could tell, and I'd said it, but my kids were getting louder and louder and louder. And then my daughter snuck downstairs. So at the very end of my last stream, you hear, "Hi, Mommy." Like they were right here nipping at my heels. I was like, I gotta go.
That's kind of like my daughter making a cameo in the last live I did.
Did she? I think I missed that.
Yup.
During the COVID lockdowns, there was this one like reporter that was, doing his thing from home.
Hilarious.
And
I know what I'm talking about.
his kid, he has like a toddler kid, right?
Breaks in the room.
They break into the room, right? And he's trying to like play it cool. And then the mom comes in and she like freezes at the door frame and like tries to ninja get this kid because she knows they're on live television. He's like an actor. It was hilarious.
Funny.
Bran, I haven't seen that yet. I've been told for like, I don't know, a while now that I need to watch that. But we should put that on our list. Maybe we'll do like a backstage of the island.
That movie is the first thing that came to my mind with the lottery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Carl knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's supposed to be
Island. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing it.
We just saw that recently. I think it was playing it like.
Good to see you, sis. Hey, Joyful. Glad you're here.
I was going to say, somebody was asking about you, Joyful, and it was Salt. I remember that was from yesterday's stream. Said that she hasn't seen you in a while, and then here you are. Mm-hmm. So where you been? No, I'm just kidding.
KK, thanks for being here. I always love to see you.
Hey, Car, what's up, buddy?
Car's one of my OG friends from YouTube.
Way back in the day. Me too. He's when I first started my channel, he was one of the first ones.
Yeah, exactly, Eli. I feel like that whenever I stream. I feel like that. I'm like, yes, like people I haven't seen or people who I don't get to see together, and it's great. I love it.
We have a problem. What do you want?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, Liberty Lion.
That's what he wants.
The island makes me think of programmable money because, and I know they didn't use money, but, when they're going through the breakfast line and she's like, oh, your whatever levels were up, you can't have bacon.
That reminds me of the smart refrigerators that can record how many times the door gets open or closed and what's in it.
Or are looking in.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And can track your buying habits. And
can literally take a picture of what's inside of your fridge. That's crazy.
So ridiculous.
All for the sake of convenience, but we give up so much security and freedoms for the sake of convenience.
Usually we say, not today, Satan, but now we say, not now, Samsung. You know what I'm saying?
Can I, you guys were talking about convenience. Can I show you a little 30-second clip real quick, Indy?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what'd I do? Hold on. Sorry. Present. There we go.
I do have to say, I love seeing like the overlap of people too. Like people who kind of know everybody also. It's great. Just makes me happy. Let me know when you've got the screen up.
All right, here we go. Let me put it on big screen here. I think this one here. This is called the Amazon Palm Store.
Oh yeah, we was just watching this.
Scope this shit out right here, yo.
Tech.
Minority Report.
Nobody even works there. They got people come in and clean it and restock it.
Oh, thanks for that, Eli. So crazy.
That reminds me, they just did a McDonald's in Texas that doesn't have anyone working in it.
Thank you for using Just Walkout technology by Amazon. For details about what personal information Amazon collects and how we use to provide Amazon's Just Walkout technology services to you, visit amazon.com/privacy. Video cameras are in use. They know it's you, bro. They can tell.
Amazon.com.
Do they accept cash?
Nope. They just bill your Amazon account when you walk out with the shit. They know everything you walked out with.
And they have access to your credit card.
Yeah. You walk in there and you tell them who you are. They link it to your Amazon account, and it's just like you just clicked on, like you're at home clicking on the pictures.
That's right.
Oh,
Put it in
okay.
your cart, literally.
Sorry, I only pay with cash.
Same here, dude.
Progressive Patriot, not only do those vacuums, like, I didn't know they took pictures of you, but since they came out with those smart vacuums, Lynn and I were both like, oh, so you mean they want a blueprint of your house? Okay. Where is everything located in your home so that we can know?
Or at least what's the blueprint? What's the layout? The
Right.
Roomba?
Right.
Yeah.
Just makes room clearing more expedient.
Exactly.
Thank you, Kino.
Room clearing. Yeah.
We laugh.
Now,
because
one.
it's true.
Yeah. I remember seeing a meme like way back when, what's it called? Siri first came out. That was like, it said like back in, in the past, they'd say, I can't remember. I'm going to butcher it, but it was funnier than how I'm going to say it. But basically, they were saying like, in the past, they'd be like, Big Brother is watching you, and they'd try to ban Big Brother. Now we're like, hey, Big Brother, I need a recipe for dinner tonight. Like we just welcome them in. It's more true now than ever, and all the smart appliances and stuff. I mean, come on.
Yeah. My dad, a couple years back, my dad, he's I don't know what the deal is, but he's a preferred person on Amazon, whatever. Anyway, when they were before they had come out with those smart glasses with the camera in them and stuff, he had been offered to test them. And so sure enough,
Augmented reality.
no, not augmented, but like they have a camera in them. And they can, like it connects to your Alexa and stuff like that. And anyway, I was like, don't FaceTime me. I said, don't talk to me while you're wearing them. I was like, I want nothing to do with these glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to whoever I cut off.
Oh, no worries there. I was just going to say, as long as the Roomba isn't laughing along with the jokes.
You're supposed to get a claim. I'll shut up.
You can't hear the frequencies that the Roomba laughs in. So no, I'm just kidding.
There's a libertarian meme about the Roomba. If you own one as a libertarian,
What is it?
you're supposed to get a claymore. Front
That's
towards
horrible,
enemy.
Eli.
You know what I mean?
Put the claymore on the Roomba and send it.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
They've gotten much smarter than that now, though.
Even if there's no nefarious purposes for the manufacturer, hackers are so hacky. Anything that is smart can be hacked. And so I'm like, well, if it's not Apple or Amazon themselves doing it, who would know what from India or wherever is gonna,
I've seen a video where a little, like a 9-year-old hacked into these people's security cameras outside, and he was talking to the damn thing. And he told the guy, "Hey, I see you." And the guy freaked out and was like, "How are you doing that?" He goes, "Oh, I hack them." He goes, "It's real easy to do." He goes, "Well, where are you at right now?" He said, "Oh, I'm a lot farther away than you think." And he's like, he goes, "Why do you do this?" He said, "Oh, because it's easy and fun." He goes, "I see all kinds of stuff." And he's just going on And the guy's like freaking out, and he don't know how to shut the shit off or stop this kid, you know. And he's like, "Oh, well, have a nice day, kid." You know, it's weird.
Well, you talk about being able to hack into this stuff. Remember, if there's anything else or nothing else that we've learned from the Twitter files and Facebook stuff, is that all this stuff gets a backdoor access, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Callie, what's up?
Probably V.
The rumor went under. What?
Yeah, I don't like all the smart devices either, but I'm like, I like live on my phone, so there's that.
I kind of draw the line at the phone. I don't want all the smart appliances.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be like, no, I don't need it right now. And sometimes I'll see the most beautiful stuff and I have the most beautiful scenery around me, and I'm like, nah, I'm not taking a picture. You know what I mean? Like,
let me tell you, this man has bought an Apple Watch 3 times and sold it 3 times. No, he's bought it 4 times and sold it 3 times because he'll go through. He's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to wear it. It can't track me. And right now it's like, well, we do need to keep up with his heart rate. We like, for medical purposes, it does serve a function, but he's got a regular watch, and most days he's like, not today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Techno says, never forget, everyone, all transmitters are also receivers.
That's right.
Mm.
Which is also...
Lennon. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Look, y'all, I talk too much. F in the chat if you just want me to shut up.
Carl.
There is so over the summer, there's technology coming out where it's like a robot, right? A smart robot that is to be in your children's room. And so if your kid wakes up in the middle of the night and they need comforted, basically this robot is there. It'll read stories to them. It'll talk to them. And it's like, so you're really that's where you're at on a parenting level. I get it, guys. I get, tired days and stuff, but we gotta be better than that, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. That's literally a Black Mirror episode.
Right. If I can find the commercial, can we play it?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's I remember seeing
bad for me last time I tried to share my screen.
Well, we won't sing to it.
I remember seeing a commercial for a basically like an iPhone holder to go above the crib to hold.
No.
Yeah. Right. I wanted to scream or puke. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And people, there's people out there buying it up and are just excited about it. Like, oh yeah, that's great. Let's get them started early.
I said, we have a smart TV, but it's not that smart. It's just Wi-Fi enabled, so we can watch YouTube or Pluto TV. I love Pluto, dude. That's where I watch my Beverly Hillbillies and my Gunsmoke, my Little House on the Prairie.
All right, baby, can you help me? Because
Hey, by the way, Landon, they also added the Rawhide channel now too.
Ooh, that's my stuff, dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how do I do this?
Landon.
There you go.
You have one of the different Landon. Sorry, daughter was excited thinking it was my nephew. The
hey, MSM
Garmin watch, right?
Glad
the
you're
Garmin
here, friend.
watch, yes.
Yes. Okay, so one of the models of the Garmin watch, the tactical one, has the ability to shut off all information sharing.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Really? That's awesome. Okay, we've got it.
What is this?
This is the bedtime thing.
This is terrifying.
They're funding it right now. They're trying to come up with this because apparently kids are just getting ignored and this is better. I don't know. Can you share it though?
It costs one.
No. That's backers. That's people donating in for this development.
Like crowdfunding?
Yes.
It's on Indiegogo right now. It's called the Snorble.
It's just a symptom of society getting lazier.
Yep. And okay, so to be fair, our generation, I feel like grew up in a lot of single family homes or single parent homes.
Same, Liberty Lion.
And the parents were very busy working, whether that was, like that. I'm not here to place blame, but as a result, our generation did end up, there's a lot of people around our age group that are, not quite as developed emotionally as they should be, because they were basically kind of pushed off to TVs and games, as a kid, because mom or dad had to work. And so as such, we kind of know just enough to get by. But then when it comes to, raising our own children, it leaves you kind of stuck trying to figure out who you are, while you should be focusing on raising up the next generation,
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Are you guys sharing that commercial screen? Did I miss it? Oh, yeah, here we go. I did miss it. Sorry about that.
So it has 192,000 in backing. in
Just press
USD.
the.
I don't know if we can get audio.
You have to. Yep. You have to share it when you first share the screen.
Do y'all hear it?
If you turn it up on your end, we're picking it up through your mic, not through the computer.
Okay, that's fine.
Founder of Snorble. Snorble is our one-of-a-kind sleep companion for children, an animated character brought to life that delights kids and lovingly inspires them to.
Sorry, buffering.
Develop healthy sleep habits and more, because the habits we love are the habits we keep. Snorble allows you, the parent, to develop and customize your child's bedtime routine, eliminating drama and replacing screen time with quality time. Snorble gives you expert advice and helps you establish routines that lead to healthy sleep habits. None of us want our child to wake up scared, and Snorble can help with that.
No, I had a bad dream.
It's okay. I'm here with you.
Bro, you should go to the father.
Creepy.
You should go to the father.
It's
So
so
like you want
creepy.
to promote your kid to tell this robot what's wrong, and who's behind the robot, like
Yeah. Oh, it's just so gross.
Just a little bit more to erode the structure of the family.
keep
When I say
playing
go to
it.
the father, I
Keep
mean
playing it, because just wait,
to the father up above.
if you don't mind.
I still be having bad dreams to this day.
Yeah.
And I pray up above. You know what I mean? I reach out to higher.
In the morning, Snorble will gently wake your child at a time of your choosing.
Good morning, buddy. It's time to get up.
Look at Saturn.
Of
Look at
course you have-
Saturn behind it.
Yeah, of course.
Snorble helps kids establish these healthy habits early. Habits that will have a positive effect their whole lives.
Dance, buddy.
With your permission, Snorble can encourage physical activity. Engage with learning activities aligned to key developmental milestones.
Ready? Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And sometimes fun, just for the sake of fun.
Check out my fish face. Can you make one too?
Our team created Snorble to put your child at the center.
Was covered in ice cream,
As parents ourselves, we know you're the most important person in your child's development. That's why we created Snorble, to put both your child and you at the center of the experience. You can customize everything with our mobile app, where we offer you helpful advice from child development and psychology experts.
Essentially, like, they know that you are the most important part of this as like the protector and the guardian. And so they're like, we're going to have you what's okay. And you know what I mean?
It'd be interesting to the 892 backers are.
Right.
We know that you're the most important aspect here.
How many pizza companies are owned by them backers?
Yeah, exactly. For real.
You know, it's like a camera, because it was obviously digital. They could change different.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know what? I mean, at least this is more upfront about it. I mean, really, if you have your kids on tablets, you're doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
True.
Like all
But
the
I
different
love
apps.
I love how it's like you as the parent can customize the app and you can choose what time they wake up. Oh, really? That's the freedoms I get. I can customize the app and choose the wake up time.
No, more like
I choose the wake up time anyway.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, you guys, just to clarify, because there's some conversation in the chat. So Unspecified V is who a lot of you know. V is a mod for Unspecified Podcast and Review, which is Landon and Tiff, who are up on panel. So V is not up on panel. It's a different Unspecified, but connected.
I'm sorry we've caused this confusion.
How could you?
Yeah, and Bonnie, I have seen that. It's Eco Life, I think, or Eco Life is that what it's called? Ecto or Eco Life.
Yes.
And they're creepy AF. They are the Matrix. I mean, they're literally, and they're saying they have the technology to do that now, which I think they do. But I wonder if they haven't already been doing it. It's just this is now going to be open to the masses.
Have you?
So evil.
Don't know
Have you seen the thing about? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, bro. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask Indy if she's seen the video of the sheep being grown in a artificial womb.
The sheep? No, I haven't. I would love to see that though. Will you send it to me if you can?
But what about salt?
Yeah,
Salt and light.
I'll look it up after this. Since I'm running off the phone, I'm limited on what I can do.
Oh God, yeah. That they do that in the United States. They have that. Oh yeah, in Indiana. Sorry, I thought I read it wrong. I saw it as India. In Indiana, yes, they do that. I think that's in most states. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna take that off. There we go. Yeah, it's supposed to be, a fair way. I saw a video with a good point I hadn't thought of, but they were saying, well, then why are so many fathers in jail for not paying child support when mothers can just abandon their babies in these, receiver containers?
We have it up on the channel if you want to.
Oh, yep.
That's just one. There's a video as well.
Looks like altered carbon.
That's exactly what it makes me think of.
An amazing accomplishment here. Tell me when you were thinking about this initially, what the idea was.
As a physician training in Toronto, I spent a lot of time in neonatal intensive care units seeing the consequences of extreme prematurity. It is an incredibly frustrating problem clinically because of how limited we are in terms of what we can do to support these babies at present time. So really from the time of my earliest stages of medical training,
Dude, that's just. And then there's this right here that was just sent to me, the Eco Life.
Yeah.
So sorry, guys. The audio. I've got it here. I've got it. So sorry.
So this.
I mean, that's probably
right. This isn't happening. Well, right. They're introducing.
They're saying that this technology is available, but they're not saying it's being used yet.
Is it custom grown babies where you can choose the eye color, the intelligence rate, the athletic? Like designer babies, but on a scale that we haven't yet really conceived other than the Matrix.
And they're saying this is good for women who had their womb surgically removed due to cancer, or people who can't get pregnant because that's right on the rise.
Echo of life. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. MSN.
And we can give links to all this as well. If you
V, we love you. We all love you.
Ecto life.
Like Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters.
Yep, exactly. See, and they don't tell us the tech until I'd heard 20 to 30, but there's 30 to 50 years later, whatever it is. If they're showing this to us, it's probably already being done. It's just a slow roll to try to get people to accept it.
Each state-of-the-art lab can grow up to 400 babies. Every pod is designed to replicate
that exist inside the mother's uterus. A single building.
That's
wild. What about I'm in the process of I'm not gonna do it now, but I started a video with this exact clip. But
do it.
Check this out though, bro. You want to talk about some predictive programming. Indy, can you pull up that screen I got? This is the actual video.
Look at that right there though, where that's placed.
Yeah,
rat
right.
with
That
third
third
eye.
eye, that pineal
That's
Mhm.
gland.
right.
Pineal
And it's
Yeah.
gland.
illuminated.
All right, let me
I
go back
haven't.
in.
I think I've heard of Morgan. Is it Morgan or Megan? But whatever it is, I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it. Wingnet.
So you seen what that one was with the babies and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you remember a little while back, they made this movie.
Yeah. I let Brand exactly.
Phones. Let me turn down this
No.
audio
Wait, what?
here.
Predictive programming to the max.
Well,
Let me turn
Matrix
down this.
too.
I was going to say Matrix.
Let's go here. I shouldn't even be in there. I literally just like all I did was make the clips and put them in here. But watch.
I'm so very candy.
Look see what's in the tubes. Can you guys see it or no?
Yeah.
Can you make it a
see
little bigger? Here, I can
Yeah.
make it. I can make it big screen like that
Hold on, let
too.
me go like this. That's about as big as it'll
Right.
go.
Carl's got it. This is the kind of thing that God flooded the planet over.
So
Right.
here's what they're
right.
trying to do.
Mm.
And this was the movie a little while ago. Star Wars.
Right.
Attack
This
of the
rem-
Clones. And then all
Clone
these
Wars.
dudes, they look at how many of them. They grew up to be identical kids. They're all tests up, they're practicing how to fly them drones, and then they're young adults, military age.
I bet that's even, symbolic.
I don't know, bro.
A lot of great
But then-
comments in chat.
Well, EL is supposed to represent EL is another word for 11 and or angelic and or
Right.
above.
Mhm.
And then IL, which is also like ailment, illness, or I don't know, below. I don't know.
But then the other end of that kind of technology reminds me of Daybreakers. Do you remember Daybreakers? There's a lab like that, except for it's full-grown humans up on a rack with blood being sucked out of them for the vampires to live.
But more medically, and then they drink it from the bags.
Right, right.
And that's straight from A Brave New World. I mean, that's what they talk about. If you've read A Brave New World or seen the movie, that's what they show is that they're growing them in labs and they play the right music to them. I mean, it's that eco life. That's exactly what it is.
Soylent Green.
Yeah,
Soylent
probably
Green took place
probably that too.
Soylent Green took place in 2022. The actual
Soylent
movie.
Green is people.
Really? I've never seen that
Wow.
one either, but Soylent Green makes me think of how they're now using bodies for compost. Think about all of the vaccines and medications and prescriptions that are going to be in those bodies going right into the soil.
Oh.
I mean, they're talking about trying to get all of the mRNA into the, produce and stuff. It's like, what other things are going to be right there in the soil with bodies being used as compost? And that's already legal in Washington, Oregon, California, and New York.
Kelly S., that is a hilarious and disturbing comment.
We love you, Kelly.
Yeah.
That's one name I really don't like to say.
I usually avoid
I'm
it.
gonna run.
Try to stay on
Thanks
the
for
right
having me
side
up
of
here.
the dirt.
Yeah, Rescue, love you so much. Thank you for coming up. I always appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry you were inadvertently muted for part of it.
Oh, no worries. I enjoyed
Great
just
chatting with
hanging
you,
out
Rescue.
listening.
Yeah.
Sir?
Love you, brother.
Yes, ma'am. Love you too, sis. Y'all have a good night.
Have a
Make
good
your
night.
day a good day tomorrow.
Later, bro. Be safe, okay?
It's up to you, brothers. Later, guys.
Later.
Ugh, yeah, for real. So gross.
We're into McDonald's cheeseburgers. That's right.
Oof.
That's what the Taco Bell really is. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh,
Maybe.
no,
Well, here's my take on it. I think it's like everything else. They want to monetize and control. So a lot of people think that the effects of the poisons that a lot of people have just taken is going to be long-term sterility, which they've also told us about in a lot of movies. And I mean, and that could be a combination too from the foods and the chemicals and things that we're eating, and the male sterility is on the rise and everything else. Like, if that's the direction we're heading, then here's the solution. Now we have to pay, and only the people that they approve and who can afford it can reproduce. in their freakish,
ties.
weird ways. And they probably will
Control.
own, yeah, they'll
With
probably own them
consent.
because they're all GMO. So once they're all GMO, then, who really owns your child?
And I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line it was a situation where fertility was such an issue that you nearly had to get a permit to, you know what I mean? So like,
Yep.
I
Oh,
know that
come
sounds
on,
dumb.
man.
I know
Dude,
that sounds dumb, but
this
if
whole
you have
permit talk.
if you have to go to get IV or any type of help to conceive, then they would basically have control over reproduction. And then that's where permits, okay, sure, but you're going to have to pay us, $10,000 for an application fee,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hoot made a good point. Composting bodies so people can't see how many body parts were harvested from them.
Now we know what
You
those
guys,
scuba.
I saw one of the most horrific things I've ever seen. I'll just leave it at it was allegedly in China, allegedly recently, and they found an underground vat of babies that had their organs harvested, and they were all floating in like a big pool of chemicals. It was pure evil.
Yeah.
There was a doctor in Philadelphia, probably between 5 and 10 years back, and he would basically he would do late term abortions, but it wasn't really abortions.
Are we talking about why was there a Planned Parenthood clinic next to a lab grown meat facility or a fake Beyond Meat facility, and there was an underground? I theorized that what would stop
right
them.
And then all these I don't know if anybody has looked at a picture of Missy Elliott from 1990 and a picture of Missy Elliott today, but she looks way younger today than she did in the 90s. Same with Madonna, so, and then Madonna even did this little video a while back where she's like, "Ooh, forgive my swearing here, but ooh, I'm feeling a little bitchy, a little itchy, like I need a drip or something." Like she was really
And then she was singing about chicken, which is a code word.
Right. And she's like I need to go get something. It was right around the time that the whole adreno thing was coming out. And anyway, all I'm saying is there's a lot of new technology in skincare. My sister-in-law was even like, try this stem cell thing that I tried. It's for your skin. And I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Like aging is natural, but I don't know.
You want to talk about toxic holidays.
Right.
Have that floating around a Christmas party. Stem cells that you spread on your face or something like that,
And it's applied with it. Like literally it was like $1,000. Okay. And what's happening is like people that can't afford it are the ones that are getting it. And so it comes with this special massager. You got to massage it into your skin and stuff. And I don't know, just crazy.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a
my
kid.
Wrinkles, I heard that.
That's right.
Look here.
Exactly. And silver hairs too. Thank you very much.
Right. I ain't getting rid of one of them.
Yeah, I'm starting to get more and more of those silver highlights, I call them. But you know what? I'm embracing it because
that's me.
It's better than the alternative. I mean, really, we've been fooled for so long in so many ways to be down on ourselves and our bodies and that we're not enough and all this other bullshit. And look at the world and where it's going because of it.
Nah, man, your world ain't enough. You know what I'm saying?
I think the
talk
term
about
for
with my kids all the time, like you are beautifully and wonderfully made.
That's
and like
right,
the more I say it to
100.
them, the more I have to think about it for myself too. That's not always been easy for me, but I think it's something we need to be building our own confidence like that too. We are made just the way we're supposed to be by God. I mean, come on.
That's right.
I think the term for the grays is experience.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that. I'll take it. Someone a while ago said it looks like when they see silver in a woman's hair, it reminds them of, I don't remember who it was. If it was you, tell me, but said that it makes them think of Storm from X-Men. And ever since then, it's been a little bit easier to embrace.
Hey,
around the temples.
You know how Lady Gaga is, weird too, or involved in all this.
Well,
Oh,
I think once
spirit
you know, yeah, once you know, you can look at like the celebrities that are out there and you can see how they never look like their age. And we always thought, I mean, I always thought, well, it's plastic surgery, it's Botox, it's, you know what I mean? And maybe it is that, maybe that's part of it, but I think there's a lot more to it.
That's right.
I have a clip that I pulled up. It's sitting there waiting, Indy. It's about that topic, but it's just like her. It's the whole predictive programming thing. This is a video where they're just talking about it, and she's even making reference to it in like an interview, and she's like the main star in the video. 36 seconds long, but let me turn it up a little bit here. Can you see it good?
Yeah.
All right, it goes pretty quick, but just watch what everything it says. If you want me to rewind it, I can.
Like the Countess who feeds on the blood of children. You must have a lot of questions. I have answers. I'm kidnapping children that I keep in the hotel upstairs, and I bring home people to feed on, and then Iris helps me to filter the blood through the children. She loves to hunt. She loves her condition. There's a lot of grappling with addiction with the show.
That's it.
That was horrifying.
Yeah, they're putting it
It's
out
a
there
damn
more
movie,
and
and they're
more.
sitting there discussing, like, you know what? She's just sitting there just nonchalant.
I still think the ultimate predictive programming was 1984.
No, that wasn't Madonna. That was Lady Gaga, bro.
Yeah.
Same diff.
Yeah, right. Pretty much. They're all MK, I mean, I don't know, MK Ultra or whatever, but they're all puppets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and if you think about it, like there's been Brothers Grimm, there's been all kinds of shows that depict, women obsessed with their looks and blood of the youth. That's been a tale as old as time. But if you think about it, J-Lo is 53 years old. Okay, so she was 51, I think, when she did the Super Bowl, like 2 years ago, with Shakira, and she was on stage like rubbing herself in a, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't. Some people would say it wasn't that inappropriate. Good for you. I remember my grandma at 51, and I wouldn't have wanted her doing that.
Yeah, I remember thinking that was creepy when I saw it then.
Right.
And then people yelling at Tiffany for criticizing it, like
like yelling at me,
herself.
like yeah, she's feeling herself, but do it off camera, girl. So like yelling at me like I'm some anti-feminist. But
If
I'm
I'm
like,
gonna get a strike, it'll be for this video, so we might as well just put it out there.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
Oh
sorry.
no,
When I just played, I'm sorry.
No. I just meant in general our conversations. But if we're gonna talk about it, let's just talk about it. There it is. I mean, what's up with this? I mean, I know people who have seen that video. I have not seen that video. But I believe it to be true.
Yeah, I heard that too. Well, and in fact, there was even a thing where Ellen DeGeneres was tied in because she had wore a sweater with kind of like an. Anyway, I'm not going to go too far into it. It's upsetting.
Yep, I got the picture of that shit, bro.
Yeah, and so okay, did you guys see just recently the artwork that was in? Oh, who was it?
John Podesta's.
No,
John Podesta's
right.
house, but they did it. They did it for Martin Luther King.
Podesta is deeply connected with Sarah.
Podesta has a ton of. Podesta is evil as can be.
You better believe it, dude.
But no,
and
that's
don't
not
he
what I'm
even
talking
have
about.
pictures of Anderson Cooper?
Jamie Lee Curtis had a photo up. She was showing her dining room on Twitter, and it was like she was showing her chairs at her dining room table or whatever because they were from some movie or something. But on her wall, there's a picture of a little boy in it looks like you're looking straight down on a boy in like a Rubbermaid tub.
Mm-hmm.
And some people said it looked like a suitcase, but to me it looked like a Rubbermaid tub. And she said it was like a photographer friend's son playing in a tub of water or some BS like that. And it's absolutely disturbing.
Wow.
Yeah, and one of those kids is legit supposed to be Anderson Cooper.
Yeah,
Like
one of the kids
from
hanging on the wall in that pool, and that pool room that he's shown in is a real room. I've seen video of that pool. It's
Yep.
like a
here you go. I got it
training
on my
room.
screen right now.
Okay, hang on, let me find it.
I'm tripping. I'm trying to find it. There's a whole bunch of crap.
Yeah, it was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Look
Oh
here.
my
This is just some of the
gosh.
art, right?
Okay,
Right.
wait. I can't. Where's your screen right now? Is it this one? Let me see. Yeah,
That's just some of the weird stuff. So meet Podesta. Hello, he's at
that
CERN
guy.
right here. That's that guy. And then some of his artwork is just
Exactly, Liberty Lion.
The one,
exactly right.
art he's got hanging is a replica of the way Jeffrey Dahmer had one of his victims posed when the investigators right there. Go back up. That dude right there with no head.
Yep, that metal. It's like that metal hanging.
Yes,
right in the
Dahmer
middle.
had that sitting on his bed when the cops walked in with one of the dudes, I guess.
Ugh.
Am I the only one who's found the hyper focus on all the like murder, crime drama things to be a bit disturbing?
Okay, I grew up like kind of, I guess, when that was first coming out, because like that's all I read as a kid was true crime stories, and now I feel like a weirdo for it. But it was given to me by friends, and so I always was like, "Oh, that's interesting," and I don't know, but it's messed up.
It's evil, bro.
It's
Straight up.
terrible.
I would like to stop
Oh, I
sharing
mean,
that.
because you get the stuff like Dexter,
Right.
or the focus on glorifying it, or then you get the hyper focus on Dahmer on this more recent one. And I know there's been a few others that focused on serial killers, and
Notice they have those kids have red shoes on as well. That's significant.
But since we're going in, might as well go ahead and mention,
Since we're going in.
before
shit.
MK Ultra, okay, they didn't have necessarily serial killers. I mean, you may have had like Vladimir, what's his name, the crazy? No, not Putin.
Sorry, Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler. But I'm talking about they brought people in to these situations where they would use drugs and other influences
Let's
to
get some cleansing fire going.
Thank you. Let that fire burn.
Burn these images out of my eyes.
But
yes.
they would have failed experiments where they would be trying to break someone's personality and add in a killer, and then they would fail and release them onto the public, and then you have Dahmer, or you have some kind of serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There was this huge proliferation of serial killers between the 50s and the 60s. And when did MK Ultra start up?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, you might have a couple of killers before that, but you'll see a serious uptick right around the same time. And that might be a stretch for some, but others who have done more research into this can point way more out.
Right.
Wasn't Podesta just given like a talk show or some ridiculous thing like that? Did you guys hear about that? John Podesta. Yeah, John Podesta was given some kind of like talk show. But I heard about it maybe like 3 months ago, and then I haven't heard anything since. So I don't know if there was enough of an uproar that people, they pulled it, or if it's just not out yet.
Epstein, oh, Lord help me.
What kind of fires are you going to, Kelly?
And that makes me think, have y'all ever seen the effigies at Burning Man?
Yeah. It's a lot like the Bohemian situation where they cremate to care. They cremate their care. They burn their care away. And that's a lot to do with the ceremonial effigy situation.
That's right.
Cremation of Care. That was from
Bohemian.
Yeah, I was say Bohemian.
Alex Jones.
The Grove.
Yeah, Alex
That's
Jones.
right. I'm trying to not, which is probably, I don't know. I think you're.
It's out the window at this point. I think. Speak freely.
I think that we're protected.
I was going to say, Lord Jesus, we ask for protection
over
this channel and this podcast and everybody here viewing, part of the panel and chat. Lord, we need you in Jesus' name.
Mm-hmm.
When Moses had his arms raised way up and he was praising the Lord, they were winning in battle.
Mm-hmm.
And when his arms went down or lowered, they were losing.
That's right. So
You
he
know what
had
I mean?
people holding his
They
arms
had
up.
folks holding Moses' arms up during battle so that they would win.
That's right.
And so that's why I'm saying, hey, it's going to be all right.
Yeah, I lack a filter.
I struggle with filter.
The oldest serial killer case was in the late 1800s. Well, I mean, obviously, there's Jack the Ripper
Right.
and stuff like that. We're saying
there's
as a
and Jack the Ripper could almost provably be a Mason from that time period in that place.
Right.
But also, you want to talk about the 1800s and serial killers? There's that one dude who owned that hotel in the World Fair in Chicago, where there was this great building.
Oh, that's
and
right.
he would, I don't know if y'all ever heard about that, but that would be.
He like basically created this whole building that was like the size of a city block, and it was filled with crazy trap rooms and doors and like trap doors that would lead, and ultimately, and then there was an inferno in the basement that he would burn all these bodies. It was crazy, and he built it like for the World Fair. And
but the uptick of the proliferation of the serial killers, where now they track everything they ever did. They save every note they ever wrote. Every letter, from prison. Where that popularized, that kind of started after the 50s and the 60s, where MK Ultra was really doing their experimentation, their first beginning stages, and more notably their failures.
Right.
That they released onto the people to watch and see what they would do.
The Hotel from Hell. That's right.
All right. Anyways, you guys, it's been fun hanging out. I'm gonna have to take off.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming up. I really appreciate you, DS, and love your channel and what you're doing there too. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Have a good night,
Hey,
Dragon
love you,
Slayer.
bro.
Have a great night.
Much love.
H.H. Holmes,
Yeah, that's it.
the
H.H.
American
Holmes.
Ripper.
That's it.
I just Googled it, but I did know about it, but I couldn't think of the
Peter.
damn name, and it was
I
killing
know, me neither. It was like, I know it's something very like common, like Holmes. It's something you would expect, but
me. 1893.
Shoo.
Chicago had to beat out a number of other cities to get the fair. In the late 1880s, Chicago, St. Louis, New York, and Washington, D.C. all submitted bids. And then I get this. What's going on about the fair? Okay, right here. Unbeknownst to festival goers, there was a mass murder in their midst. Chicago was home to a serial killer during the fair. For several years before and during the exposition, Herman Mudgett, aka H.H. Holmes, was busily luring victims, including a number of fairgoers, to a 3-story block-long building later known as the Murder Castle. They were tortured, mutilated, and killed. Although Holmes' heinous crimes weren't discovered until after the fair ended, it's believed that he was responsible for dozens of deaths in Chicago and may have killed as many as 200 people nationwide before his murderous spree ended in 1894 arrest. Holmes quickly became a celebrity and was paid more than $200,000 in today's money to pen accounts of his crimes for the Hearst newspaper chain. Isn't that sick?
Gross.
Hey, write me these
Yeah.
stories and we'll give you 200 G's, yo. Tell me how you did it. Sick bastards.
Yeah, Bonnie, it's a possibility I might be able to do some Saturdays. It's basically when my husband has off so he can take the kids sometimes, but that's obviously also when we have our family time. So it gets a little tricky.
Yeah.
And it is a minute detail. Maybe I noticed it because of everybody calling me Independent Mary. But it's a minute detail. Minute is like a minor, like something tiny, like a fine detail. A minute detail, not minute.
That's where you find it. That minute detail.
Yep, exactly. I remember an aunt dressed up as a serial killer for Halloween one year because my family's awesome like that. Frankenstein. I have still not read that. Bill Bailey, who was some of you met and some of you know. But Bill Bailey recommended that book to me, and I bought it, but I have not read it. I have like a pile of books, you guys, that it's like my movie list. It just keeps growing. But movies somehow are easier to get to than books these days.
Yeah.
Hold up. Braun says John Podesta, currently senior advisor to the POTUS, being
Oh yeah.
Sleepy Joe for clean
He's
and
still in
immediate.
there. Yep.
What?
Man.
Dude.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
So disgusting.
yeah, they're involved, dude.
Ugh.
You want to know what's going on? Why is everything going down?
Kelly, that's funny.
Oh my gosh. I used to think your channel was about me.
Wait, what?
People in the UK, there's another independent who goes by Indy in a lot of the UK chats, and it was really funny for a while because people would mix this up.
IndependentMany.
Yeah.
There was a guy in Texas followed senior women home from Walmart's, hardly made the news.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the Zodiac
It's
killer.
happening more and more now because there's Bill Bailey's channel. Love him. He's just one of my absolute favorite people. He's seriously, you guys, if you can, I'm really hoping to have him on sometime to really tell his story, because he is truly a national hero. Like, he should be in the history books if things go well. Yeah, exactly, MSM.
It sounds like I'm blackpilling, but I'm not. But when I say like the country you were raised in doesn't
Good night,
exist
Ed.
anymore, we just so happen to be in this transitory shift, this time where, you know, like a lot like the Industrial Revolution. Well, we're in the fourth Industrial Revolution or whatever, where it's technology and things are changing.
Yeah, I feel pretty black-pilled most days, but I mean, except when you think, you know, for those of us with faith and a relationship with God, we know the ending. We know who wins. So, you know, we have to keep our hope in that.
Look, I've got it right here if I can find it real quick.
I'm comfortably numb to it, in the words of Pink Floyd, in the sense of exactly like you said, Indy, is, you know, like my hope and faith is in Jesus. I know all these things must come to pass and there's not really anything I can do about it. So I watch so that it doesn't take me like a thief in the night.
Exactly.
But I'm not afraid.
If I may, before we go for dinner, Jeremiah 29, another verse out of Jeremiah, y'all. Okay, I mentioned Jeremiah chapter 18 earlier. I'm going to mention another one out of Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. Okay? I can keep going, but I seriously suggest you guys get in the Word. It's food, you know what I mean? And we're not throwing a brick. We're it's food. So we love you. And
Well, this Bible study that I'm going to get going here is based on The Chosen, and I'm limiting. Yeah, yep. I'm limiting it to 10, so that we can do it on StreamYards. So it's going to be it's got to be kind of a small group. So I think we're pretty filled for this round, but I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll do it a couple times.
Yes.
Just get if people are interested. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I'm interested.
Yeah, you guys are on the list, Landon and Tiff.
Woohoo!
Landon, you know when you mentioned about Moses raising his hand and showing everybody that the battle was going good, right? They were winning. That's parallel with the Star Spangled Banner story.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, I was gonna do a video on it, and let me pull it up. I have the whole timeline in my little thing here. Indy, if you want to grab it, I'll walk you through it. Some of the some of the pictures I took off.
I can see your screen, so just when you get to it, I'll open it up.
Okay. So there was the battle, Francis Scott Key, and then these guys were put on ships, prison ships, some of our men were captured, and they were going to be killed. Well, he was a lawyer, so he went out on the ship to try to negotiate their safe return and whatnot. And so they said, if we take that island and that flag falls, then your men will be killed in the morning. And he stood there and kept negotiating, and he stayed on the ship the whole night and watched the battle and was reporting it back to the prisoners. And the whole thing was the flag. How is the flag still standing? It's still standing. And then what they did was, if they took the bodies, and literally people were running and stacking all the bodies of the soldiers around the base of the flag, because it did fall, but it never fell all the way down, and they held it up and literally used dead bodies to stack around around the pole. And then from that vantage point, he saw the rocket's red glare, the bombs were bursting in air, and then it gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. That's why he's singing to the song, "Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?" Because it was. Or the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Yeah, now people will burn it and protest that are Americans. I mean, it's disgusting.
Stand on it and yep. So this was going to be my whole little video on it, but you know how it is when you got ADD and shit, smoke a lot of weed.
I got it too, dude.
You get sidetracked and shit. But yeah, that's the legit story right there. Dude was a lawyer to try to rescue a bunch of prisoners. And then when you said that about Moses, I was like, well, shit, that's the same as Star Spangled Banner story, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh. We got to do this more often, Indy. This is pretty chill.
Yeah. I just subbed to Big Chat and I turned that notification on.
Good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to go check out. You guys, you'd love his videos. He has a ton.
There's a bunch of old ones in there too. I need to get back going on it. I've been concentrating on my community tab more than my actual videos.
There's about to be a whole movement.
That's right.
Brought to you by Indy, the unifier.
Look, it says in those days there will be an increase in knowledge, but also, there will be a great awakening. So,
100%.
I feel like I've been being slapped awake for the last 3 years.
I feel like I've been being slapped awake since I met Landon.
Well,
no, that's not true. My mom was doing it when I was a kid.
Well, it's also
my mom was doing it when I was a kid. I'd be listening to DMX, and she'd be like, "You know what he's talking about?" She'd be like, "This ain't good."
My mom called me one time. We didn't talk that much. I only saw her once a year, and she called me just in tears. Don't use Bluetooth, or no, don't put your cell phone up to your ear. It's going to give you brain cancer. It'll kill you. Don't put your cell phone up to your ear to me, please.
And then what happened to John McCain?
And I thought she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Right.
But nope, here we are.
Kelly, I got graham crackers.
Yeah. Yeah, I was seeing the conversation about the rainbow, and absolutely. Oh, I think my children are home. Yep.
All right.
So you're going to hear some background noise for a minute, but let's say about 5 more minutes, guys. I'm going to go ahead and mute, and you guys can keep talking for about 5 more minutes, and then I'll come back in and end it. Trust me, it just can't happen with them here.
No rush.
How long have we been on anyway?
I don't know. There's probably a clock somewhere. But that's neither here nor there. We have covered many topics tonight.
Over 3 hours.
What? What? Man, I can talk.
And I had roast. I had roast in the crock pot this whole time.
Oh, I fed the kids like hours ago.
good.
They done already ate. So most of that roast is. No, I'm just kidding.
But hey, don't be dismayed.
That's right.
Don't be afraid. Lord your God is with you. And things might start to get a little crazy. But it's going to be all right.
Start to.
It might get more crazy. You know, but
Okay.
don't be dismayed.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I bought us a few more minutes here.
Amen.
But yeah, I do agree. Sorry, back to the rainbow thing. The rainbow is God's promise, and I do think that that was done as a mockery. I think it was chosen for that purpose, to make it a mockery. That said, I mean, I know this is something that it's controversial for people. I don't care what people choose to do in their bedrooms. That's up between them
Same.
and God.
That's
But
right.
what I do care about is when they're pushing it on to children, or they're trying to make it into something that everyone has to accept and believe. I don't think that shouldn't be true for anyone, whether it's a religious belief or a political belief or whatever. We all in each have our free will. So that's where my problems come into it.
That's right.
Happy birthday, Echo.
Oh, happy birthday, Echo.
Happy birthday, Echo.
I need some of that smoked turkey, bro.
Oh, D-Dog's dropping knowledge of some kind and I'm missing it. Oh, yep. Oh, nice, Liberty Lion.
After my heart attack, there for a while, turkey used to be my steak dinner.
That's right.
Yeah, it's going to get worse still before it gets better. I think so, too.
But it's going to be all
Yeah.
right. 'Cause we know the way maker, the chain breaker. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming and hanging out. I'm always like super nervous right before. I'm like,
Me too.
I don't want to be up here talking to myself.
I know.
So thank you to those of you who jump up. I really appreciate you. I was in another chat earlier and I was like, it's gonna be a really short stream if nobody comes up here. So thank you all for being here. And this has been great. I really appreciate these conversations. I think these are the conversations they don't want us to be having, because they're the ones that make a difference, keep us encouraged and help people learn. And
It's comforting knowing there's a lot of base people out there that are on the same page.
The independent many united. And we are stronger together. Let's not forget it. That's why they want us divided. So let's not let them do that.
Don't forget to hit the like button, guys.
Yeah.
Anybody, before you hop out.
And subscribe.
That's right.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts from anybody up on panel?
Ammo up. Ammo up.
Yeah. Ammo up.
Beans,
up.
Band-Aids, bullets.
Ammo up.
Yep.
Chickens.
Bible.
Pray and prep.
Pray and prep. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you to all my mods. I really appreciate you all for being here and dropping all the links and connecting people. That's usually what I'm doing, but it's great to know that I've got people that are doing it for me in chat while I'm up here. So thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you.
Thank you, everybody that dropped mine too. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. And I love you guys, and we are stronger together. I'll be seeing you all around. And I think we'll be back here next week. I don't think we're going to be starting that Bible study for 2 weeks. So, and then I'll start. I do post to my community tab. I don't think people really pay attention or see it, but I still keep posting to it anyway. So if you think of it, go and check out my community tab. And usually I'm sharing pretty good streams. Please reach out to me. I don't want to share my Discord link just to everyone. I mean, to everybody in here, yes, but for troll purposes, I don't want to just put it out there. But if you are not on my Discord and would like to be on my Discord, please leave a comment or let me know, and I will get you the link so you can get on there. Because it's really, I mean, especially if you're a streamer, it's like a library of information and links that you are free to take and use as you want to in your own streams too. So come check it out if you have an inclination. And I love you all.
We love you.
Love
Thank you
you.
so much,
Likewise.
Have a great
All right.
weekend.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night, everyone, and we will see you around, and I'll see you here next week. All right.
Stay
Bye,
safe.
everybody.
God bless.
Love.
God bless and much love.
Stay safe. Stay safe.